you're live. Yay. Okay, now get that over there. I hate having to look at my own face, but I got to make sure I didn't lean too far forward and leave the frame. Oh man. Hello. How we doing, everybody? Happy Monday. Can we hear me? Can we see me? I'm gonna need a little audio help. I'm flying solo today. Alana's out of town. Doing fun stuff. And God, the sudden severe weather warning heat wave we suddenly got and we're getting more of in the next couple of days, like, destroyed my head, but I'm feeling better. I've taken multiple hot showers and just dunked my head and made sure I got my allergy stuff and everything done. Feeling a little better, but it was not a productive weekend, and that makes me unhappy. Your boy can't think too good when he's in like weird allergy pain. But we're feeling better. We're feeling okay, and we're back playing more Silent Hill 2. Ideally, we're finishing it up tonight. I'd really like to. I don't know. We're moving at a good pace. I said it before my last stream. This is one of my favorite games, especially in the survival horror genre. Non-productive weekends. Thanks, Lindsay. Hi, Electroshocks. Non-productive weekends are sometimes needed, and that's okay. Yeah, my thing is when it's not like a scheduled non-productive day, it just sucks. You know, it's like it's the same feeling as like, oh, I'm taking some time off to do a memorial for my grandpa. Like, that's not a vacation, but it is time away from, you know, the internet and social media and, you know, YouTube and editing and all that stuff. So it's like, it is time away, and there was some nice moments, but for the most part, I'm like, man, I'd like an actual vacation. And it's the same when like my allergies are going crazy and my head hurts and like I'm feeling all that sinus pressure from the shifts in the weather being so intense this summer. Like, I'm just laying there and I'm like, I'm not productive and I'm not enjoying my time of lack of productivity. Like, this sucks. Because I did have a good day. I planned Friday. I was like, screw it. I'm just going to sit and game and listen to music and just kind of zone out. And that was nice. So you're right. That day was nice. But thank you, Lindsay. Hey, Robeson. Glad you made it. Can we hear me okay? You're going to have to tell me how the game audio is because Alana's not here to help me test it. But yeah, I'd say we're a good like halfway through. It's called being an adult. Sometimes we can't plan. I know. It's to put it into terms of back when I had like a job, it's like, it's the difference between like a mental like sick day and a vacation day. Your mic volume's good. Awesome. The game is crazy quiet right now. Uh-oh. Oh, no, there it is. I'm like, I can't even hear it. Oh, no. That's because nothing was happening, because this game is quiet. Noisy. What was it? These hills may be silent, but I'm gonna get loud or whatever. Oh my God. But yeah, welcome. For anyone who's an experienced Silent Hiller, we are trying to keep things spoiler free for people who are new. Because I remember starting the stream on Thursday with Robeson asking, so what's this game about? I'm like, I don't know how to answer that succinctly without giving everything away. But we're back. We took a little trip to the hospital, and we lost Maria to Pyramid Head. F in the chat for Maria. And we're trying to make our way to the Lakeview Hotel, which is the aforementioned special place in our letter from our dead wife, who's been dead for 3 years, telling us to come to Silent Hill. Here's our wife, Mary. F. Maria, may the hills sing with the sound of music. Boo. Should we look at the letter one more time? In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now in our special place, waiting for you. You. Dare I do it? Dare I? So here's the thing. Examining some of the items in your inventory, as well as your gameplay mechanics, like how you play the game, are elements that dictate what ending you get. So I'm like, do we look at certain things or no? So I don't know. I'm going to leave that up to you guys, what kind of vibe of an ending you might want. You could even tell me, try to get the ending that you think is canon. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. What ending is your favorite ending? Without spoiling anything. That's a good challenge. What is it? Wrong answers only. Tell me your favorite ending, but describe it poorly. Maria's as dead as our wife. Well, you never know. Someone wrote that letter. Wonder who it's from. What was I going to say? I don't know what ending we should get yet. But yeah, let me know. Like, subscribe, donate, become a member. You ring the bell, check the settings, all that good crap. Big shout out to everyone who's been donating here, as well as at thethirdbill.com. It's been really helping me, keep like making ends meet, or almost making ends meet. So I just want to give a big thank you to everybody, because all that goes right back into the channels. Helps me pay for games, pay off equipment when I have to get new stuff and put it on my credit card. If there's anything left over, a little bit of bills, like the internet bill, the thing that connects us. Big thank you to everyone who's a member or donating or picking up merch or donating at thethirdbill.com. That's all linked in the description. Blah, 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 blah. Make some noise, because I'm going to have to spend $70 to play this remake, and I'm going to do it. I have to. My favorite ending is the one you get, like, when you finish the game. It's such a good one. What's crazy about this game, and we'll talk about it at the end, I don't even know if you're speaking in code. That's an almost informed answer. Look at that art. If it wasn't for the fact that would scare me in the middle of the night with, like, the lights off, I would have this in my home. Like, right up there above my little cheap soundboard film, the foam. That's him. That's Pyramid Head. Just a little guy. Pyramid Head is a little guy. He does not communicate. Okay. Misty Day, Remains of the Judgment. It's him. The most uninformed answer, actually. I'm going in completely clueless. I want you to know how impressed I am with that answer. We'll talk about it. Geez. Okay, there we go. But yeah, for anyone else who's new, I'd love to know your theories right now, if you got any. This is my turn to be the knowledged audience going, haha, he was kind of right about Arcane and Steven Universe. And then we all watched in real time while I was right about other things, like the Owl House. There's nothing useful written on them. Oh, I thought these were... There's nothing... Oh, sorry. Look at this lack of photograph. Every time I do not laugh. A photo is hanging here. Brookhaven Hospital, 1880. This hospital was built in response to a great plague that followed a wave of immigration to this area. It was originally little more than a shack, but it gradually grew and grew. Colonizing. Nothing bad ever happened there. Is it weird to compare Silent Hill to Pet Sematary in that regard? Like, I don't know. I love stories where it's like, it doesn't matter what, like, religion or spiritual element it is. It's like kind of that, like, I treat religion like beehives. Like, oh, if I leave them alone, they leave me alone. Like, no, I don't want to use a Ouija board, even though it's like a children's board game at this point. I saw one at a bookstore the other day, and I got a little scared. But that's one of the vibes I kind of get from Silent Hill is, wow, we did a real disservice to the people of this land and their religious spiritualist stuff is being not taken care of, and the devastation of the people, and then it being warped by the cult. If you played the first Silent Hill, which no, you don't need to play the first Silent Hill to understand the second one. They tried to do an anthology. The third one is a sequel to the first one, but it also kind of stands alone. It's complicated. But there's a cult line in some of the Silent Hill games, and I think the cult started messing with stuff. Like, in my mind, it's like if people dug up a bunch of like crosses and rosaries and then ignorantly hung them upside down. And it's like they're being disrespectful without knowing. They're misinterpreting everything, and it's like that collusion, like mentally, psychologically, as well as then collision, that diluted lack of information, that ignorance is what creates this ineffable evil thing, like the cemetery in Pet Sematary. I think it's a wise way to treat religion. Yeah, like, and also my thing is like, hey, don't be a dick and I won't be a dick back. I'm also a bee. Don't mess with me. Leave me alone and I'll leave you alone. That goes for my community and my people as well. My people is in like, I found my people. I'm not you get it. The internet term, not the literal term. Okay. Photo of the director of the old Brookhaven Hospital. Looks like he was a famous person in town. This is a photo of a deep, deep hole. What could this be? Well, they don't call me the king of holes on the internet for nothing. Oh, I can't even touch that. Huh. Well, hole number 1. Let's go. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Mario 64 seemingly endless staircase. All right, going down the endless staircase, AMA. But yeah, trying to do like a refresher without accidentally spoiling things. Yeah, Pyramid Head chased Maria and I through the hospital. Maria was sick. And she had to like lay down for a while. She looks just like our wife, but blonde, and she's also a stripper, and she's like dressed much less conservatively than our wife does in those flashbacks. The silent hole theory. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me, Frodo. That was really bad. No, chat, I'm not Sir Ian McKellen. Please stop asking me that. Some kind of document is lying here. Silent Hill new. Team Silent new. September 11th, 1820, prisoner number C221. I can't read the rest. What is this? I know we're coming up on a room. Thank God for the little head tilt thing. There we go. These will come in handy. But I know we're coming up on a room that I notoriously will always forget that there's a key in it. Uh-oh. Ah, shit. Ah, jeez. No. All right, how's the audio? Is the gun too loud? Oh, God. Stop it. Stop it. Time to silent that hill. How's the audio, chat? Too loud, too quiet, too quiet. What's wrong with me today? Reasonably loud Kapowie. Do you want me to turn it down a little bit? All right, testing. Better? Audio's good. Okay. I wasted a bullet for you, chat. Or should I say a shell? Photo is hanging. Oh, God. Photo's hanging here. Toluca prison camp. No, I wanted to read it. Built during the Civil War, later became Toluca prison. Photo is hanging here. Death by skewering. An execution at the prison. Death by skewering or strangling. To choose his death is the prisoner's last taste of freedom. Damn. Crimson and white banquet for the gods. So, I'm trying to examine as many things as I can. Oh, look. Another hole. This hole's dark and I can't see anything. Will you jump down? Yes. For I am the master. The holes will accept me. Time to touch bottom, gamers. Let's go. Can we get a nice in chat? Oh, that's the important thing too. So while we were at the hospital, we ended up going to the other world, which is like the hellscape second layer, the upside down essentially, of Silent Hill. And something I wish I had known my first couple times playing this game, you never notice. You might notice that you never really go back, at least not for a while. It'd be impossible to climb this. All right, trying to break this wall, AMA. Damn it. I'm not ashamed to say that this was also something I had to get help with. Because at this point, I was just so engrossed in the story that I'm like, man, fuck this puzzle. There we go. Boom. Busting edges of the hole. For the uninitiated, what if I told you that there is a specific reason why I'm being a little silly sexual with my jokes while we play Silent Hill? What if I told you that was by design? All right, how's that? Still loud? So I might turn it down on my end because that was still a little loud for me. Boop. This is fine. Oh, God, not the bugs. This? Yeah. Hey, look. A tiny empty room and a key. This is fine and normal. I got the spiral writing key. Uh-oh. A book. A dry cell battery. Use. I changed the... Oh, my God. Not today. And now you just get to guess what the password is while you get attacked by bugs. This is hell. At least they're not bees. No, please. Let me touch the thing. 3, 2, 9. Damn it. No, leave me be. 3, 9, 2. Damn it. 3, 9, 3, 2. Yay! First try. Right, everybody? Right, everyone? First try. Cool, and they almost killed me. Awesome. If you could be a kid again, strictly at school, not about home stuff, which grade would you repeat? Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's really good. I'd say my junior year of high school, because all my friends were older than me. So I'd get to like hang out with all my friends before we like grow up and move away. And we all live in different states and time zones and shit. When have you ever needed a second go? I mean, I'm just, when I fake being bad at games so people will relate to me. There's a door at the bottom. There's a door at the bottom. The door is locked. All right, I gotta. Right? Uh-oh. Use? Yes. I use the key. Hey, look. It's another hole. It's pitch black beyond the door. I can't tell how far the blackness stretches. Will you go down? Yes. So, for anyone counting, that's the second hole we've jumped down further into the abyss, into the unknown, TM. All right, if people talk, I'm counting on you to tell me how the audio is. Nope. Oh, there he is.
Killing a person ain't no big deal.
Hey, bud, no.
Just put the gun to their head. Pow.
No. It's weird seeing this after seeing the HD
killed him?
in the trailer.
But it wasn't my fault. He made me do it.
Calm down, Eddie. Tell me what happened.
That guy, he had it coming. I didn't do anything.
Okay, Chicago.
He just came after me. Besides, he was making fun of me with his eyes, like that other one.
Just for that, you killed him?
What do you mean, just for that?
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
Oh yeah? Why not? Till now I always let people walk all over me. Just like that stupid dog. He had it coming too.
Eddie?
All right, time to cancel Eddie.
Joking, James.
Oh, good one. Resources in the description, bud.
He was dead when I got here. Honest. Anyway, I gotta run.
You're going out there alone?
Yeah.
Eddie?
So, interesting little thing to give you a non-spoiler piece of my theory. Notice how he was like, wait, you're going alone? After the first time we talked to him, and he was like, anyway, I'm going to leave you alone. I think there's an oblivious nature to James's interaction with the other people. We're going to save in case I do something stupid. But yeah, I think we're starting to piece together why Eddie's here. It's a corpse. The body is marked with bullet holes. That was a spoon. I thought it was a key, but we got the thing, right? Oh God, I'm all alone. Yep. That is the key item that I have forgotten to grab many a times and ruined many a run to get a trophy. Beat the game real fast. Get achievement. There are documents on the desk that have got nothing to do with me, though. Handgun bullets. Ah. Boo. Alright, this is fine. Stop it. Stop it. I got the map. Oh boy. Ooh. Huh. Interesting. Anyway. Do not hurt people. Yeah, please don't. It's so strange feeling like forever filling in the gaps of what happened to the side characters and then wondering if the game dare tread on that boundary and tell us what happened to them or allude to a little more. It'll be interesting. It's super blank. That's super fine. Locked. Yucky. I knock on the door, but there's no answer. That's what I was waiting for. There's something so quaint about an audio-only jump scare like that. There's a couple. Ever so slight. feel like a lot of horror gaming these days. And I like the startle. Like, it's a good adrenaline rush. There's a science to it that I kind of acknowledge. I wouldn't say respect, but acknowledge. But man, it is overdone these days, in my opinion. Ah, kill. Heh, it's just called Hill now with this powerful boomstick. I got a drink. Oh, sweet. Yes, this is where I want to be. Rifle shells, shotgun shells. I got the rifle and some rifle shells. And there's more. Oh, handgun bullets. Yeah, okay, we're good. Ah! No, I thought I killed you. Oh, I thought I killed you. Stop marking me with your scent. Anyway. That was exciting. How are we on? Okay, we're good. So this is the current goal. It's a trapdoor with no handle. There's a cover on the ground, but I can't open it. There's only a depression left where there was probably once a handle. So, I'm just going to let you know. No, we don't find the handle. We make our own. Question: how would you craft a handle? The logic of this is wild. While I still try to remember what doors work. Oh, I gotta go back. Yeah. Okay, I remember now. Door, please. Please, door. There we go. It's a lot of fun. We want the south stalls, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's morbid, but my thought was bone. That's... it's not a bad guess. Yeah, okay. I am gonna get a little lost. Did I make it to the... No. Is this what I want? This looks familiar. Oh, God. Aha! Man, I love this action game. Doom who? I got the tablet of the seductress. No, thank you. I feel like I still want to go to the south stalls. Right? Oh, it's been a long time. This is a gross toilet. That's a locked door. That's a locked door. It's fine. Okay. MacGyver taught me every ingenious mechanical solution begins with a stick of chewing gum and book of matches. Think weirder. Is that meant to represent Maria and the gluttonous pig one meant to represent Eddie? It could. Who's to say? Who's to say? What a good question. Me not wanting to spoil things for you, I come off real condescending, and I apologize for that. Oh, God. No. But, to be frank, I would argue that Eddie's sin is not gluttony. Back. Ah. Don't you spit at me. Books are scattered all over the bed and the floor. On sacrifice and the art of demon summoning, Tome of the Seer, the Feast of the Succubi, the fallen angels of mercy and favor. I guess I shouldn't worry about these too much. Yeah, I can't think of a single succubi. Books are scattered all... Oh, my bad. My bad. No, give me the thing. I got the wax doll. The light in the toilet always makes it look like there's something moving in there. Okay, anyway. Right? Books are weird, huh, chap? Toilet plunger? God, I wish. Hold on. Let me try and do it this way. Yeah, I think I am. I still have my speedrun notes, but the second half is really bad. Like, it's not very helpful. I wanted the achievement real bad. But it's nice in case I get turned around, especially in the apartments. And the hotel will kind of happen too, where I get turned around a lot. If we even get there, who's to say? Rifle shells. Damn it. I feel like there was something else in here. Nope. I've picked up some of the items you'll need to make that craft handle. To craft that handle. This feels right. Oh, God, the camera. Cool. 436 people at a recital. I didn't know this prison had a talent show. Someone spilled coffee all over this one. Burning Man. Oh, the music festival. Is it a music festival, or are people just hanging out? Chat, what's Burning Man? Also, toilet plunger, I hardly. All right. Whee, there we go. That's way better. But now I can't. No. Freaking rigged camera. Tablet of the oppressor. I hardly. Uh-oh. 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 Help. Help. It's not supposed to... I'm kidding. It's just there to scare you. I would probably scream cry if I was suddenly trapped in a thing. Oh, do I have them all? I think I do. Ah! No, thank you. No. Oh, I didn't see you. Oh, you all blend in. Stop it. Oh. I'm waiting in my cold cell when the bell begins to chime, reflecting on my past life. And it doesn't have much time, 'cause at 5 o'clock they take me to the gallows bold. I give you blood to atone for the 3 sins is written on top of the painting. Beneath the painting are 3 square depressions. Well, I hope the squares feel better. If only I had something square. Chainsaw, flashlight. Oh, the photo of my wife. That's a rectangle, but all rectangles are squares? No, all squares are rectangles. Just I get stumped for like an hour. I inserted the tablet of the oppressor. I hardly. Tablet of the gluttonous pig. Burning Man is a week-long, large-scale desert event focused on community art, self-expression, self-reliance. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's a music festival. I think there's just music there. I've also been told that it's not been very safe lately because like the heat and everything, as well as other stuff. I'm sure. Cool. Interesting how the executioners are some sort of 3D triangular shaped face people. Good old magenta hectagon imagery. I got a horseshoe. Good thing I always carry around my lucky horseshoe. That was a bad, goofy impression. Thank you. Good night. I did it out of respect to Bill Farmer. I don't, one bill to another, I don't want to replace him, you know? I just pretend to be bad. That's how I stimulate the economy. Anyone notice how Bill's really arrogant when he plays Silent Hill? It's almost like he's a different person when he's in that town. Up here. All right, last chance to guess how you craft a door handle with ordinary prison objects. Did you guess the wax doll, the lighter, and the horseshoe? I want to know if this would work. Ta-na-na-na. So he used the lighter to melt the wax so it would fill into the slot, and then stuck a horseshoe in, waited for it to dry, and then hopefully that's enough to bond it all together to where you could at least lift it up enough to get your fingers under the door, is how I kind of picture it. Lighter, I hardly. Fair enough, Robeston. You were the closest. But you also guessed toilet plunger. Oh, look, another hole. Will you jump in? Always. Anyone who's familiar with my content knows how much I love holes. Wee! Oh, dear. Locked. I think it's just the main door, but I don't remember. Is it this? Yes. Cool. Well. Huh. Is this where they let the bodies hit the floor? There's a floor. There's a floor in the hole. Bill, come on. There's a hole in the floor. I can't see the bottom. How far does this thing go? Will you go down? I'm always down to go either direction, really. Y'all want me to go up? Oh, God. This is fine. Oh, look. More holes. Another hole. Do I really have to drop through it? Will you go down? Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, he belly flopped onto the ground. What level of hell is this exactly? I think this is like the fifth layer of hell. We'll get there. Huh, look, there's a bunch of neat stuff on the ground. Oh, cool. Now the elevator's moving on its own. What a polite little hellscape building this is. Uh-huh. I'm having lots of fun. Thanks, C3PO. You've been a real pal. All right, amen. So, what's your favorite thing about me? What's your favorite color, chat? Like, subscribe, consider donating or becoming a member. Especially if you want more Silent Hill stuff, because all that money goes towards games and paying for bills, and that new one is so expensive it might as well be a collector's item already. Huh. A bunch of items and then a save square. Purple? That's a good one. Have you ever been stuck in an elevator? I have a couple of times. I've been in buildings where the code on the elevator was expired. I've also sat in an elevator with my buddy in college, and we just kind of hung out and chatted and just, I don't know, it was interesting seeing people come and go. Huh. I can't get through here because of the wire stretch across the path. I feel like we could shoot that wire away. He's right behind me, isn't he? Yeah, that just happened. No wonder they call it Silent Hill. Just kind of creeped up on me. I don't know. Should I go out of my way to get the secret weapon for you, chat? I don't know if I should. Slides the donate button and the link to thethirdbill.com across the table. I don't know. Oh, also, fun fact, there's no map. You're just kind of making the map as you go, which I love and hate. This better be the right way. I'm going to get so lost. This is right. Yeah, this is right. Oh, God. Well. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. Oh, it's fine. So, fun fact. Y'all recognize that? That is... Oh, he did get me. That is Pyramid Head's knife. Massive weapon wielded by Pyramid Head. Hard to use, but lethal. Just wielding this big Goron sword. And look how, like, slow you move. You move like Pyramid Head. I'm a Final Fantasy. And that's why James is my favorite anime protagonist, because he has a big sword. So, honestly, I think this is kind of where Pyramid Head chills out or came from, however you want to, like, word that. I think we're kind of in his domain when we find the knife. Do I want to go up? Uh-oh, I'm gonna get lost. Oh, I'm gonna get lost. Huh. Have I been here before? Now that's a knife. No, that's what I call knives, yeah. Oh, yeah. So now I go back. Oh, I'm gonna get lost. Oh. Voices in my head tell me they know best. Got him. You think he'll be mad that I took his knife? Oh, this better be right. I'm gonna get so lost. Oh, we're good. Oh, I'm screwed. Let's see if I can remember this. That'd be really swell. So this head cube thing controls this room. It like rotates it. We want that door to line up with the progress room. I think it's left. It changes in every difficulty, and I've never played normal before, so I think normal and easy are the same. Yes. Poggers, let's go. Maria! Chat, she's okay.
You're alive! Maria, I thought that thing killed you. Are you hurt bad?
Not at all, silly.
Maria? That thing, it stabbed you. There was blood everywhere.
Stabbed me? What do you mean?
It chased us to the elevator, and then
James, what are you talking about?
just before. Don't you remember?
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway?
Mm-hmm.
Are you confusing me with someone else?
Maybe.
You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
The shot.
You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
Oh, I love that
So,
line.
you're Maria.
I am. If you want me to be.
All I want from you is an answer.
And a kiss.
It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real. Don't you want to touch me?
Why did the polygonal version have to
Don't
say that?
know.
Come and get me. I can't do anything through these bars.
Haha.
Okay. Stay right there. I'll be there soon.
Don't worry, chat. They're just talking about holding hands. Yeah. And she gets on the bed. Maybe hand stuff. Silent hand stuff. Oh my god, Nicole, we said it at like the same time. Jinx. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You owe me a donation. No, I'm kidding. You don't owe me anything. But please consider doing so if you can and want to. So, again, I'm just trying to focus on the things that won't spoil story stuff. I love those shots for a number of reasons, but the biggest one is considering the chair that Mary is in and the room kind of decorum or lack thereof, but like the way that the room looks around Maria. My bad. She hates it when I call her that. It and how bare, like, James is like sitting on like a non-descriptive like stool kind of thing, and she's in like a rocking chair. It looks like it looks like he's the one in a prison cell and she's looking at him. I love the way that switches. Like both in the framing, but also like the way the room looks. There's a couple of very important details in that room, which they kept in that shot in the remake trailer, and I'm very excited about that. We'll talk about that at the end. No, I banished thee to the Shadow Realm. I wanted to donate since forever, but sadly I'm unable for both lack of funds and critic. Oh, boo. I'm sorry. No worries, though. I get it. Your first priority is your financial situation so you can pay for your internet bill so you can watch my shit. I get it. But no, that's... I think I go too hard with, like, my uncomfortable jokes about it while also, like, trying to just remind people, hey, that's there in case someone new comes in. I try to space them out, but then, like, when it hits organically, I like to have fun, but I think it's because it just makes me super insecure. But no worries. And you remember, Nicole. You remember. That's also important. Oh my god. I'm glad I've been able to at least continue to be a pro gamer. Yeah, samesies. Shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm getting lost. I think we're good. Actually, how I'll know is by going the wrong way here. Yep, we're good. Nyeh. Gee, I'd like to see. Where am I now? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Meh. Aim around the corner, Bubba. Come on. Is it this way? Oh, God! Jokes don't bother me at all. Might be different for others. Yeah, and that's why I was kind of like covering that base, because I'm like, sometimes I feel like I go too hard, but man, the donations and stuff have really been saving my ass financially, especially this summer. Like, I've had like whole days where like I wake up and like my head is just like super destroyed and like my sinuses are all screwed and like I can barely open my eyes. I'm taking showers every couple of hours to try to clear out my sinuses. Like my allergies have not been this bad in years. And production's been a little slow for like videos and stuff subsequently. Oh, I'm getting lost. Oh, I'm getting lost. Is it behind the gate? I think so. I think it was behind the gate. Oh, I don't remember. Oh, I don't remember. Ow. But it's also like, you know, remind people to like and subscribe and blah. And some people might be new and not know about thethirdbill.com. Uh-oh. I don't think I went the right way. I don't know if I went the right way. Oh. Can I just challenge the devil to a rock off and get this over with already? Ooh, I think I went the right way. I think we're gonna be okay. I don't know. I'm just kind of in my head. The vibe's been weird. I've been feeling weird. Also, for me, in a perfect world, the AdSense covers my rent and bills and food and stuff. So it's, you know, it doesn't feel great. Like, I was looking at my finances for the month, and I'm like, thank God for the donations and stuff, because that's covering up a unexpected new added expense. And not a fun one. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm getting lost. And we're talking about the real world. Huh? Is it just left? Oh, I don't remember. Oh, I don't remember. Oh my god, I did it. Oh my god, I'm fantastic. So here's the thing. I think it's just a serendipitous thing because I'm left-handed, so I tend to pick left when it's like left or right. I tend to pick left. You know, what's behind which hand am I holding it in or whatever the hell. And I think that's part of Silent Hill is the left hand. It's like it's your devil hand, your demon hand, that weird shitty philosophy of like left-handed people need to be corrected by nuns or whatever. I kind of wish folks on main channel would take the don't know promoting because you do a lot of work for our benefit and you do get many comments asking for specific things. Anywho, yeah, it's fine. Sometimes it does get to me and I appreciate everyone who bears with me when shit gets to me. But it's like a mindfulness I try to... I thought we had one more room before this, sorry. All right, links in the description, chat. It's gonna get abstract. Anyway, time to kick this thing's ass. Oh god, let me go, let me go, let me go. No thank you, Daddy. No thank you. No. Oh, I was going to say my action hero catchphrase, but I don't want to. It's not appropriate for this. Guys, I don't want to make a joke right now. Guys, I don't want to make a joke right now. Oh, I got him. Whew. Can we get W in chat?
Are you okay?
Oh, God, that's really getting to me. I just realized, like, I haven't watched this cutscene since, like, the first time I watched it.
Don't order me around!
I'm not trying to order you.
So what do you want then? Oh, I see. You're trying to be nice to me, right? I know what you're up to. It's always the same. You're only after one thing.
No, that's not true at all.
You don't have to lie. Go ahead and say it. Or you could just force me. Beat me up like you always did. You only care about yourself anyway. You disgusting pig.
Angela.
Don't touch me!
God, that hits hard.
You make me sick.
Links in the description. It's been so long since I watched this, I forgot she flat out says part of it.
You said your wife Mary was dead, right?
Yes. She was ill.
Liar! I know about you. You didn't want her around anymore. You probably found someone else.
That's ridiculous. I never.
All right, do we want to talk about that real quick while we're in the room, or do we want to get the fuck out of here? Also, thank you, Robeson, for donating $20 to thethirdbill.com. Whew. It has been a long time since I've seen that scene fully play out. Because after the first time I watched it, I do usually skip it. But I forgot that she flat out says part of it. But to summarize it, if we don't want to, because obviously, like, I'm not going to say the words that'll make YouTube mad at me, but let's just say the parallel between Angela and Eddie is one is perpetrator and one is victim. And the walls is what the monster design, especially once it's dead, but the monster design in retrospect and the walls are what tipped me off to what happened to Angela. And I'll get into it more towards the end, but it's one of the most fascinating parts of this game is wondering what the more direct reasoning is for why she's in Silent Hill, but she chose to come to Silent Hill because she was like grieving her mother and looking for her and stuff. And I have a bit of an interpretation on that. But there's a interesting, I don't like being that guy, but as much as I laugh at myself and other people for being the diehard Silent Hill fans, very grateful to someone who asked about that boss design there. Cause one of the people who worked on Silent Hill 2 said that's just what James sees. We don't know what Angela sees. And that, it was like a tweet or something. And that stuck with me ever since I saw that. But yeah, oh God, this puzzle now. Just me personally, I think Silent Hill handles those intense themes really well. That's just me personally. Nothing is directly shown. Most of it isn't even directly said. You just get the idea that there was some sort of abuse from the dialogue, right? Or you get information on an element of it. Anyway, there's handcuffs on these doors, which I think is still part of the Angela part of this. You can't turn the handle unless you first remove the handcuffs. But that's just me personally. Because I've talked a lot about like when I don't like serious topics being kind of shock value or mishandled, especially in like horror. That really gets to me because horror is such a massive vehicle for talking about a lot of intense things and like, you know, the things that we fear, the things that traumas that people have gone through in all these different facets and things. And it's something I hold very dear to me because when analyzing my own favorite horror movies, sometimes like I'm kind of like, oh, I'm sensing a pattern. I should look into that. And then I did, and it helped me kind of start to unpack some of my own traumas from my life and especially my childhood. And I don't know, I can sometimes find that really helpful or therapeutic. It makes me hopeful that other people will find something that'll help them start to deconstruct some of their stuff or process some of their stuff. And so when it's fumbled so hard or it feels like it's just a cheap shock value thing, it really upsets me. And I think Silent Hill handles it really well. Anyway. I appreciate that it's not graphic. No, me too. Like that's, again, it's like, it's once you see it, you can't unsee it. But like the most graphic thing, in my opinion, at least, and even trying to look at it as objectively as I can, is the fact that once you realize what Angela has gone through, the monster that's cornered her looks like a bed with a person under a sheet or a blanket. Probably two people, but like the shape and the general outline, the silhouette, I guess, of it And then the walls, the more bulbous part of it, like the more you start to look into it, the more it's like, oh my fucking God. Yeah. Present media when it isn't gratuitous actually helps me a lot. I'm glad, you know. And there's different, everyone's an individual person. We're all unique, precious little snowflakes. Where no two people are ever alike. So like I also respect people who are like, I need it to be more gratuitous because, like, you know, say it, Bella, baby, or I don't like it at all. I'm not cool with it, ready for it, whatever. Both are valid. Links in the description should you or something, you don't need them. Me personally, I think that's the right amount. It's that oh shit kind of feeling. And I think it also the layeredness of Angela's stuff. It also kind of gives me peace that I didn't know horrible things were happening to other people when I was little, to be vague, intentionally vague. Or like I knew some things and did my best, but I was a child, right? I'm like, I don't know how to help people. I still don't know as an adult, but I try my best. But like I didn't know half of the things going on around me, like at school or work or whatever. It's hard. Or the world at large, right? Anyway, links in the description. Let's solve this dead man puzzle. Oh, I haven't seen Private Practice, but that makes me not happy. Happy makes me like, yay, you had trauma, but like that makes me happy that a story could help you get to that point, or help you take a step forward in a positive direction. But yes, puzzle, the Millennium Puzzle. Oh, and thank you again, Robeson, for donating. Hank, thank you for the 25. Perfect time, Hank. We just hit a really heavy moment, and we needed a little reprieve. Thank you, Hank, for spreading that cheer. Thank you for the 25, Hank, and thank you again, Robeson, for the earlier donation at thethirdbill.com. Howdy. Hope we're all having a good Monday. We're having a bit of a psychological horror therapy Monday. I don't know if you're familiar with Silent Hill 2, Hank, or not. So I don't want to spoil it if you didn't see it, but thank you for the donation. That came at the perfect time. Let's just move into the puzzle. And like I said, we can talk about it more at the end because that's not the last we see of Angela. But it's one of those things where it's like, one of the things I love so much about Silent Hill when people aren't being aggressive fandom things, right? Because that's in every fandom. Seeing those things, thinking those things, kind of gaslighting myself a bit. No, Bill, like you're overthinking it. You're crazy. And then after I finish 2 and 3, seeing like other people post about it or videos or that tweet about, this is just what you see, not what Angela sees. It was so validating to just feel like, oh my God, like I wasn't overthinking it. It was very validating. And especially given the subject, there's something very isolating sometimes. If you know, you know. And there was something that like helped me kind of reconnect to know, like, this is why I like to overthink things and overanalyze and process thought and have these weird theories or talk about things as I go, good and bad things in a story, whatever. This is why I like talking about stuff. And I'll always appreciate this game and the nice people in the fandom for like giving me that. Cause I lurk. I don't comment on things or like or upvote, but I look up stuff every once in a while just to see memes or what people are doing or, you know, whatever. And yeah, that was a very validating, like, oh my God, like I'm not some jaded, broken, dramatic, like I'm overthinking it. Like it was just very validating. Yeah, anyway. Not familiar at all. This is the first stream for this game I'm hopping into. I'm a super weenie when it comes to horror games and movies. No worries, Hank. This is more psychological horror. There's not really any jump scares or anything like that. But I hope you have fun. And if you're inclined to check out the first stream of it, please do. But yeah, we just hit a very intense metaphor boss fight and right before your donation. So thank you for that. Good timing either way. These hills may be silent, but your kindness is loud. There we go. We did it. Okay. Dead Man Millennium Puzzle time. Let's go. Dead men swinging in a tree. How many dead men do you see? Tongue turned blue and face gone gray. Watch them as they twist and sway. No, not the thems and theys. The first one killed the butcher man, then cooked him in the frying pan, served him to his hungry guests, and gave them seconds on request. The next one, with his smile and sweets, stole poor children off the streets. To men who dressed unsavory, he sold them into the... Can I say that on YouTube? I don't know. He sold them. Breaking into a home at night, the thief had a nasty fright, filled his foolish head with ale, woke in the morn in the county jail. The artist, with his daunting skill, tried his hand at painting bills, but caught in rain he was undone when the ink he'd used did start to run. With promises of great return, taking gold he did not earn, bundled up and out of sight, quietly slipped off into the night. 3 houses into ashes burned, the sheriff with no place to turn, did spy a stranger to his town, locked him up and beat him down. Dead men swinging in a tree. How many dead men do you see? 6 feet long and 6 men wide. Round their necks the noose be tied. So, I think this one will give me the instructions. There we go. Only the sinless one can help you here. Mistakenly pull on a criminal's rope, and your reward will be returned to you in a shape most wondrously strange. So, this is one of those puzzles where I think the spot is just different, but the gist is generally the same. But you're looking for the wrongfully accused, the person who shouldn't be here, based off of the nursery rhymes of their sentencing. So then you go into, so you pull on the noose of the person who shouldn't be prosecuted. So right? Or did I get this backwards? Yeah, the sticky note should tell me what they did, right? Please read. Read. Buddy? James? Oh my god. Damn it. This man was hung for the crime of arson. Justice and revenge have been served. Well, found it. So, okay, bottom center. But yeah, that was faster than... well, it wouldn't let me read. There we go. This man was hung for the crime of kidnapping. Justice and revenge have been served. So you want the innocent person, and if you read the poems, when 3 houses were burnt down, the town sheriff just picked the random visitor and was like, "You're not part of our community. You're a stranger and different. Burn the witch." And I got it right away. But yeah, I think the poems are more cryptic in a harder difficulty. I don't know. There is a rope hanging from the ceiling. Will you pull it? Yes. And then symbolism. I love that shot. Anyway. And then, do I go back? But yeah, they're like little nursery rhymes, which is another... I'm sure it's not just American culture. Yay, we did it. But like the creepy nursery rhymes that are really about like the plague and kid killing people and stuff. I read that as Key of the Prosecuted, and I'm like, Miles Edgeworth, save me. Oh, it's September 6th somewhere, chat. The paper that was covering the corpse's face is lying here. This is the right door. It isn't. But I can't imagine that being harder 'Cause I'm yet to unlock the expert level riddle difficulty. You can't turn the handle unless you first remove the handcuffs. I should also heal and reload. Anyway. And now we could do hand stuff once again. But I doubt that that's an American-centric thing, but it does make me think of, like, Ring Around the Rosie and all that stuff. I really don't know anything about this game. It focused on the main character, and I was like, wait, that's not Leon Kennedy. WTF? And I had to remind myself he's from Resident Evil. Don't. That is a cardinal sin in the world of survival horror. I'll forgive you just this one time. Just this once. Because, yeah, it's weird to think about because Silent Hill's been such an absent IP for so long. But, yeah, Silent Hill and Resident Evil were, like, dancing toe-to-toe. But, yeah, Resident Evil mixes a lot of action with its horror. Silent Hill is very psychological and stays psychological. Like, sure, there's action. I'm holding a shotgun as we speak. But, very different. Apples and oranges. Oh, the music's
Maria?
so good. Resident Evil could never.
Maria? Maria, no. What happened to you?
Can we get another F in the chat for Maria?
Why?
Double F in the chat?
Why?
Ooh, those were red bottoms. What a queen. Fly high queen. Oh, it ain't fake.
Mary.
It's not dead naming. Don't other name her. I was about to say don't dead name her on her deathbed like that. And I'm like, I guess it's not a dead name. Other name? I also thought, wait, isn't this a series of movies? And I realized that's The Hills Have Eyes. To be fair, Silent Hill does have 2 movies with a 3rd one on the way. And that weird not show that I haven't seen and I'm too scared to. They're movies. They exist. Uh-oh. All right. The name on the tombstone is too scratched up to read. I feel like you can read some of these, no? An epitaph is inscribed here. There we go. This felon drank one last bottle of ale before he was executed and lay here to his eternal rest. That's a stick. The name on the tombstone is too scratched up to read. Oh, wait. There's a name inscribed on the tombstone. Miriam K. Traitor. Traitor, I hardly. The name on the tombstone is too scratched up to read. Oh. Name inscribed on the tombstone. Walter Sullivan. A surprisingly important name several games from now. I got the shells. Ooh. Let me save before I go for that healing item up there because I don't want to accidentally activate the next thing. I think I can just grab it. Come on. I got the... I don't know how to say that. Ampule? Ampule? There's a name on this tombstone. James Sunderland. That's me, Hank. That's the guy I'm playing. His name's James Sunderland. There's a name on this tombstone. Angela Orozco. There's the name of this tombstone. Eddie Dombrowski. Inappropriately, it reminds me of the Frasier joke where they... Something about, like, is their dad sober enough to go out by himself at night or something? And he goes, I don't know, let me check. And he goes, what was the name of that neighbor lady of ours with the cats? And he was like, oh, you mean Samantha Nwaba Jubikowski? Like, he says like this really complex name without stuttering, and it's like, he'll be fine. I don't know why that cracked me up. Real Frasier, not new Frasier. I don't know if I can watch new Frasier. Anyway, who wants to jump down another hole? This time it's my own grave. Digging this You're Dead Again Maria music. Yeah, Silent Hill 2, excuse me, might be the contender for my favorite video game soundtrack. Might even be a top contender for my favorite soundtrack regardless of medium. I just haven't given it a lot of thought, but yeah, Silent Hill 2 might be my favorite video game soundtrack. Whenever I'm having a bad day, but we got to stream, I'll play a couple of tracks to kind of help me get into the chill vibe. Can't help feeling like maybe I should equip a rifle. Or no, actually, do you want me to kill the tension, chat, real quick? Do you want me to do the silly cheese? Or no? Do we want to stay in the suspenseful little pocket, or do we want to do something fun? The place where you go where they can't turn you away. Yeah, something like that. The graveyard. Whatever you like. Y'all do this in the Define Fun. It's just a silly little... This game's combat system was not in the forefront of this game, and that's okay, because it's not supposed to be. Follow your heart. I'm going to stay in the spooky pocket. I'm digging it. Yeah, me too. Oh, let's get goofy? All right. It's not a big deal. It's just, it is a little silly. A little silly.
Eddie, what are you doing?
What does it look like? He always busted my balls. You fat, disgusting piece of shit. You make me sick. Fat ass, you're nothing but a waste of skin. You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting piece of shit. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. It's all the same once you're dead. And the corpse can't laugh. From now on, if anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him. Just like that.
Eddie, have you gone nuts?
Why did you have to word it like that?
I knew it. You too. You're just like him, James.
Hey, I didn't mean anything.
Don't bother. I understand. You've been laughing at me all along, haven't you? Ever since we first met. I'll kill you, James.
And then he dodged the bullet. Ah, come on. Bonk. Can I still do it? Bonk. No, I donked the cheese. Nope, there we go. Bonk. Bonk. Yeah, I donked the cheese. That's a bummer. Never mind. So if you do it really fast right away, you can just bonk him without him ever attacking you, and it's very silly. Anyway, time to shoot him in the head. I guess this is also silly. Makes you wonder what kind of bullets we're using. Yeah, why I oughta count a bonk. Yeah, if I had done it right, which is weird. Usually when I go for it, I haven't donked it up before. But yeah, this is the first phase of fighting Eddie. And yeah, if you have the lead pipe, you just bonk, 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 bonk. And it like perfectly times out so his character can't, like the actual like enemy like response can't happen. It's very silly. But yeah, maybe Eddie wouldn't have been so paranoid if we'd been nice to him.
Picked on, spit on, just because of the way you look? After you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life? That's why I ran away after I killed the dog. Ran away like a scared little girl.
Shouldn't
Yeah,
be doing
I
that.
killed that dog. It was fun. It tried to chew itself guts out. Finally died all curled up in a ball. Then he came after me. I shot him too, right in the leg. He cried more than the dog.
All right.
He's gonna have a hard time playing football on what's left of that knee.
You think it's okay to kill people? You need help, Eddie.
Call him nuts again, James. That really helped.
Don't wholly on me, James. This town called you too. You and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you know that? Let's party!
Ow. I guess this is also a little silly looking. Last time I did this, it was very tense because I was trying to not die, not save a lot, to get like certain things for like achievements and stuff. So maybe that's why I remember it being a lot grander. It's because I was like, oh, please don't die, please don't die. No, not the meat. And got him. F in the chat for Eddie.
Eddie? Eddie? I killed a human being. A human being.
I get what you mean about the voice acting, but it was also very specific direction, especially with James. It's very intentional.
Did you really die 3 years ago?
And the fact that every other voice acting thing, most other voice acting things, I guess I should say, around that time weren't the quality it is now. That doesn't help. But yeah, Eddie's such a complicated one. Like, it's, to me, it's like having his life devalued so much. Not to say anything is excusable or justified, but from the narrative perspective, having his life be devalued so much, and then like that breaking point, and then devaluing others, it's interesting, especially from the framing device of Why are you in Silent Hill? But yeah, I like how back and forth I always am about Eddie. Alright. Time for the boat simulator, but... Or I guess... Oh, shoot. Do I have to... I guess I'll find out. If you play this on hard, you have to, like, actually, like, rotate the controls, like, to simulate rowing an oar. And you have to do this in a certain amount of time to get a good rating, which luckily we're not doing in this game. It is a pain in the ass. So just gotta turn. Yeah, no, we're good. I think. Yep, there it is. I am Bill of the lighthouse. Right? Yep. Oh, thank God. I mean, it's still gonna be wonky as hell, but there we go. Yeah, you gotta turn the boat until you see that lighthouse and keep it as close to James's head as you can. Reminded me of how Sora talks in Kingdom Hearts 1, but then again, yeah, around the same time period, I think. Yeah, give or take. But that's also both games, right? That's also trying to fit English in timed mouth movements for a different language. Not always pretty, but it is an art form in and of itself. Rowing a Tale of Two Wars. Don't you love just staring out at the water and seeing a stagnant line in the middle of it? Or, yeah, Sonic Adventure, it's Resident Evil. Yeah, it is what it is. But there is a lot of intention behind a lot of the voice acting being so... There's a lot of intentional, slightly off vibe. I'm trying to think of the word. It's like Uncanny Valley, but it's audio, not visual. I guess Uncanny Valley might work. Anyway, we made it to the Lakeview Hotel, chat. This is where we would stay when we'd come here with our wife. This place hasn't changed at all in 3 years. Really, James? It looked exactly like this, with the thick fog and the scary monsters everywhere. I always hear the dubbing, especially for anime, is like the boot camp for voice acting. Well, it's also like sometimes, because I'm like, sometimes like lines of dialogue just don't work for me or don't make sense, and it's like they still have to try to get it to fit. There's a fountain in the shape of a bird. No water is coming out of it right now. Look how bad his posture is from that angle. I got a Little Mermaid music box. Man, Disney owns everything these days. Disney's silent. Oh, yeah. Okay. Not sponsored. I don't pay for Disney Plus, so if something unfortunate were to happen to me on one of their parks, I'd be able to pursue legal action. So that's good. I was looking up to see if the movie was streaming anywhere, and I think Silent Hill is on Disney Plus now because it's on Hulu, and Hulu syncs with Disney Plus now. And I'm like, what a weird world we live in. Anyway. 312, waiting for you. Waiting for you. What's this? Room 312. That's the room Mary and I stayed in. Mary, are you there? Or maybe... I got a hotel map for guests. Mary, are you okay? Are you okay, Mary? Okay, that was stupid. Okay, oh, I'm gonna get lost. Ooh, did I look at something? Thinner, I hardly. Short for paint thinner. It's really confusing. Oh, I don't remember. Is there anything in the bathrooms? Nope. Another hole in this economy. Yeah, back at the turn of the century, there was holes everywhere. We just took them all for granted. Tall holes, little holes. Holes like to play on rocks. Let's see. I think I need the map. I'm trying to like remember this and it's not helping. Maybe that's why I'm confused, because I'm like the cafe and the restaurant. I just remember a restaurant. This? No. I have to take a peek. West? Down the hall? Or the bathrooms? Sometimes these might be for items. That's another part of the runs, too, is you need to pick up a certain number of items. It's ridiculous. Yep, it was items. Oh, well. That's fine. Okay. Then I guess it was the cafe, or the restaurant. Because, yeah, I've never succeeded at getting a 10-star run, and I don't think I ever will. But I use my little speed run notes for when I get turned around while we stream, so I don't get lost. And they're not very helpful half the time. I got the fish key. That really did kind of get me. I'm like, doesn't something happen here?
Did I scare you?
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she? If you know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it? But don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
She was our nurse. I took it from her locker.
Who's gonna tell her that we had a run-in with many a nurse? So, just a little recap. That's the little girl who we saw at the hospital who said that she met Mary a year ago. However, James is sitting here saying, my wife's been dead for 3 years. What are you talking about? The little girl's a demon calling it now. This kid seems very trustworthy. Is that sarcastic? Nope, nope, nope. Is it nope on the little girl? Oh, the little girl. Reminder to donate, become a member. Okay, so one of the endings we could still feasibly get does involve the little girl. If you don't want that, that would help me pick, or if you do want that, that would help me pick which ending to go for. I still want to know if people want the ending I think is the true ending. TBH, everyone feels sus. You're all sus. So yeah, this is a little girl who says, I met Mary last year. And James is like, why are you lying? My wife's been dead for 3 years. But also he's sitting there saying, my wife sent me a letter telling me to come to Silent Hill. My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. Didn't she haha kick a key out of your grasp at the start? Yes, she did. That is the same little girl that I've chased throughout this dumb town and then is telling me that I'm lying about my dead wife. I do not trust. Okay. That is kind of helping. That is helping me pick which ending we should get, because how that works is fascinating. The only thing I'm not doing is going for the joke outlier endings. Anyway. My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. I'm far away now, in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James. I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please give him a chance. It's true he may be a little surly sometimes, and he doesn't laugh much, but underneath, he's really a sweet person. Laura, I love you like my very own daughter. If things had worked out differently, I was hoping to adopt you. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend forever, Mary.
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back.
She had some really dark
That's why
theories.
I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one Mary... Huh? I must have dropped it.
Laura!
I gotta find it.
Laura!
That music just stopping abruptly as soon as she left. No, guys, it is not wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. It is not that. I'm not here to dictate your vibe, but I do want to kind of prepare you for the vibe. Or at least steer you away from getting your heart set on something sci-fi and fun. It's not that, but I respect the game. I just it's a time travel sci-fi mystery. Nope. It is. We are not about to talk to Ben Franklin about how he invented the library. Annie Hoozle. What key did we get in there? Oh, the fish key. That's... I think that's the lobby. Which is this. Boo! No, it is not, this is not a silly sci-fi romp with silly British hotties. Mr. James Sunderland, the videotape you forgot here is being kept in the office on the first floor. Neat. Again, think of it more psychological thriller mystery. The key to the room where Mary and I stayed. Feels like lock is broken. Oh shit. I thought the... Well, we got the room key. So I have to come back for that. Yeah, I guess that's... I thought there was more... Oh, the gift shop? Can't be the gift shop. picturing we get to the end and you're just like, I thought this was gonna be fun time travel Doctor Who silliness. No, guys. Supernatural timey-wimey. Nope. Think smaller. Think more legs. Let's just... Okay, second floor. That helps a lot. Because I 100% would have just ran around in circles on the first floor. West? Yeah. There we go. Yep. Thank God for this map, because the fixed camera angles spin me around sometimes. Okay. We're not going upstairs yet. Gotta go. There it is. Ha-ha. Fish key. Key to my heart. I use the fish key. I got the key to hotel room 204. Think smaller, think more legs. What do you mean more legs? This better not be a prequel. No, that's a Simpsons quote. When people were asking Krusty, what's the meat for the Krusty burger? Or it was the Ribwich. It was, this is like, I think season like maybe 5 or 6. This is forever ago. It was like, we're no longer making the Ribwich because the animal we use to make the meat is extinct. And then someone went, oh God, you mean the cow? And he went, no. Think smaller. More legs. Everyone's like, oh God. Son of a... Let go of me. Do I need to use the rifle on these boys? Fucking... I'll do it. Or maybe I can't. Uh-oh. I need to hang on to the rifle. Gotcha. Yeah, no worries. Sometimes it's... And this goes, I think, for all of us. Especially those of us who are obsessed with pop culture and media and shit. Sometimes the references just don't work without context. Not everybody's best part of the week was finishing your homework and then mom going, you know what? We can leave the TV on for dinner, and then we would watch Simpsons, King of the Hill, Simpsons, Malcolm in the Middle, and then maybe there'd be another King of the Hill. Those are the best days. There's nothing interesting written in this memo book. That's nice. I want the key. Employee elevator key. And then... Oh. I'm getting confused. Oh, right. Code, and the code is on the pictures. Yes. Okay. Photos are scattered all over the bed. Chat, cover your eyes. What's this? That's sus. Blows his nose on it, puts it in his pocket. Anyway, part of the photo has been colored over with a marker. Marker I hardly. And again, this was another thing I had to look up eventually because I got so lost around here first time I played this. Because it says thinner when you pick it up, but it's paint thinner. Small can filled with thinner. It was lying inside the elevator. And you use it on the photo. Oh, the password was love. Oh, actually, the password is donate, like, and subscribe, become a member. The password is thethirdbill.com. The password is Konami, send me the PR box for the Silent Hill stuff, because I want one. I'd be such a good little brand ambassador. I've talked about my love for those. Like, I've always been, like, fascinated with that shit. And I'm like, I just pay for these. Can these be the collector's editions? I got a Cinderella music box. when you get the children's meal and it comes with the wrong toy. Now it's unlocked. Oh yeah, then I got the elevator key. Right as I was about to, I do want to still do it. Shout out to my grandpa. When I was little and I loved Beanie Babies, and he would get me Beanie Babies whenever he'd find one. When McDonald's had the mini Beanie Babies, and my favorite one, Chip, was a mini Beanie Baby. I think it was Chip, was the one I wanted, and I remember my grandpa asking them if I can get a Beanie Baby instead of like Hot Wheels or whatever the boy one was. And I remember him just being so frustrated, and I couldn't remember if the employee was giving him a hard time saying no, he's a boy, or if the employee was saying we don't have any Beanie Babies because people just attack them like a locust. But I just remember him being like, I remember trying not to cry, and I remember him getting like really kind of like red cheeked and kind of flustered, but trying to like he was a very composed, calm person. Halloween Town is your favorite Disney Channel original movie? Uncultured. Uncultured. No, that's a good one. Ish. Not my favorite. I think my favorite, if I were to do like horror Halloween decom, I think it's Don't Look Under the Bed. Me personally, but Halloween Town's fun because it's weird. It's a bizarre cinematic universe. Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior. That's a throwback just to even read it. Beanie Babies were ridiculously popular back then, for those not in the know. Oh yeah, hey kids, that was a thing. But yeah, I loved Beanie Babies and got teased so much that I stopped bringing my Beanie Baby to daycare / kindergarten because we live in a society. But yeah, my grandpa would always get me one. So I have the elevator key. Elevator key. Yeah. Right? Yeah, the elevator's on the first floor. Oh, my notes are bad. Does it upset me that we just talked about 2 evil major corporations in a row like this and just keep flopping back and forth? Yes. Elevator. Oh, elevator. So I was half right. Push the button, but nothing happened? Uh-oh. No! I'm gonna have to look at my shit. Okay. Hold on. AMA. Bill's confused. AMA. 204. Key. 202. Photos. Oh, second floor. Damn it. I read the wrong spot. Thank God. That's all I need is just a little nudge here and there. I never made it as a wise man, and sometimes I need to be reminded of where the hell to go. Other side of the second floor. I mentally jumped the gun because we want to take the elevator down, and so that's where I got a little confused. I got some rifles. Plastic. I use the employee elevator key. Yeah, here we go. This mess. It's cool. But god damn it. Alright. Uh-oh. It's noisy. There's something written on the... Okay, I'll tell you. So there's I'm over the weight threshold for the service elevator, but there's a locker right here. Put an item on the shelf, and fun fact, you need to put everything on the shelf, and it sucks. It isolates you from your stuff. Except the knife. No. Knife as big as my body. Everything. And photos, map, flashlight. I guess you get to kind of keep your map, right? Don't feel too bad about needing a nudge now and then. My friend consistently tells me to turn. Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I've never played the game before, right? And I'm like, oh, how could I keep this as, like, consistent as possible? And sometimes, like, it does just get me so turned around. And that's kind of the point. It's supposed to be kind of dizzying. It's supposed to be challenging to navigate. Lakeview Hotel. Hotel map for employees. Cool, so I work here now? Pogger's got a job? Alright. I remember pantry for sure. Because, yeah, even though it's not crazy dark, but, like, you can't read your map because you don't have your flashlight with you. It's a nice little touch. Yep, there you are. Apples and pumpkins. They're Thank you. Get it? Apples and pumpkins, Snow White, Cinderella. The live action remake was a mistake. The CGI monstrosities look awful. The costumes look like Halloween costumes. I can't believe it's happening. But I've been objectively against the live action remake renaissance for some time. Sorry. Sometimes my thoughts just fill with Disney criticisms. I need to pour them out of the pitcher in my brain. Have you ever done a real life escape room? I have. I love escape rooms. There's a can opener beneath the videotape. I got a can opener. I've both done one that's like, you know, kind of just a silly little mystery in a room kind of thing. It was a little too ambitious for what it was. It was at C2E2 one year, like 2019, I think, or 18. Back in the before times. There was an escape room, and one of the clues was there was like a Game Boy, and when you turned it on, it was a Pokemon game, and the answer was one of the nicknames for the Pokemon. I'm like, that was really cool. But I've also done ones where it's like, oh, wow, y'all have worked in sets and props, and, like, this is based off of Saw. We are going to handcuff you, and now we will begin. And I'm like, this is dope. And it got shut down, and I'm so upset because they had a Stephen King one that was down for repairs that I really badly wanted to do. They had an Alice in Wonderland one that they said was really hard and could take up to 2 hours. So I'm like, maybe we'll do a shorter one and come back next time. So I wanted to go back and do the other ones and just never got around to it. This was back when I lived in the city, and it's just gone now. But we did the Saw one when my sister came to visit me one year, like years ago, like 2017, I think, maybe. Yeah, probably 17. I absolutely fell in love with it. My only thing is I'm like, I don't want to do an escape room with a scare actor in it. I don't want an actual person popping out at me. That's the only thing. Because otherwise, I'm not going to be focusing on the puzzles. I'm going to be focusing on, they're not going to, like, jump scare me or touch me, are they? Or I'm not going to, like, freak out and accidentally, like, and my hand goes up and, like, hits the scare actor. As a former scare actor, that has happened to me quite a lot. I've had a lot of bad things happen to me when I'm getting paid decent enough money for college to jump out and scare people. Anyway, that would wreck me. Yeah, so getting the confirmation ahead of time, no, there are no scare actors, let's go. But yeah, I wanted to go back and do the other ones, and they shut down, and that made me really sad. Especially because I wanted to do it was like Misery inspired. Like you've been locked in a stranger's house and she'll be back in an hour kind of a thing. I wanted to do that one so bad. But we did the Saw one, it was really dope. So yeah, I've done a couple and I really like them, especially the more elaborate sets and props and the voice acting, like pretending to like you play the tape and it's like, I want to play a game. Or I would like to engage with recreational activities with you. Because you can't say I want to play it. Anyway. I'm focused. But yeah, I love me a good puzzle and mystery, especially when it can be a little spooky, but I also know that I'm like safe and nothing too chaotic is going to happen. Because yeah, despite working in horror attractions, not a fan of actually going through them. I've gotten like sick on horror attractions in the past. I think we're ready for the stairs. Yeah, they're there. Right? God, I hope so. I really don't want to backtrack during the part where I have no stuff. But yeah, I talked about it the other stream. Okay, easy. Easy. Firmly grasp it. Ah. Damn it. Hooray. Hooray. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Mary. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. James. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh God. Laura. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Pyramid Head. Oh God. Oh. They can't hurt me now. They can't hurt me now. Variety of canned foods in here. Where is it? What do you think's inside this can, chat? There's a can with no label on it. Can opener, I hardly. Did you guess light bulbs? There's a light bulb in the can. There's like 6 in there. I got a light bulb. Because for some reason, I can't open this door with the bar key unless I get a little light in here. There's a lamp on the counter, but there's no light bulb. I get fumbling in the dark in a strange environment is really hard, but come on, buddy. This place is dangerous. We're in constant danger. I say, what's up, danger? I use the bar key. God. Where am I now? Oh, and I just take the elevator back up? No? Not this elevator? No? Okay. I don't think... Oh, yep. Gotta... Oh, God. They're just as silent as those hills. Oh. Oop, elevator right? No. Uh-oh. Get out of my... No. Oh. Oh, God. Whew. And now I gotta go back up and get my stuff. Because, yeah, that was second floor. Or no, lobby, second floor. God. I told you, I get so confused. Yeah, I couldn't tell you if that's like a thing somewhere to have canned light bulbs, but I highly doubt it. No, out. But no, I think it's just an absurd little thing. Oh. Retrieve everything from the shelf? Yes, please. I just got my flashlight back. I'm gonna drink a little juice. And normally I would say let's forgive and forget those who harmed us when we had nothing. But this is Silent Hill. It's time for these creatures to pay. Nothing about canned light bulbs when you Google it. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just an absurd choice. Oh. But I'm being denied my revenge. Search engineing it. No, this is... YouTube's still a part of Google. We love Google. Praise be to our overlords. Save me, like, subscribe, donate, become a member. Go to thethirdbill.com to donate or pick up merch. Googling is where it's at. So lit. If you don't use Google as your search engine, that's a big ick. Anyway, there's a rectangular indentation. There's a plate in front of the indentation, and something is engraved on it. Seat of the princess who fled at midnight. So we need these music boxes in the right thing. Cinderella fled at midnight. I put the Cinderella box down. So yeah, when you play it, it don't work. It's kind of dope. That doesn't sound quite right. Is this music box broken? Or maybe. Seat of the princess who awoke from death. No, don't play it. Ah, my bad, my bad. That doesn't sound right. Snow White. Even Silent Hill is like, we don't need to talk about the kiss and whether or not that was ethical. She awoke from death, okay? I put down the Little Mermaid music box. This is the best. This feels like it belongs in American McGee's Alice. Xanadu the music box. Anyway, that shit's dope. Is it giving you Anastasia vibes, or do music boxes just make you think of Anastasia? Because that, despite how wealthy the grandmother was, that was a single instrument music box. This harmonizes. Anastasia's grandmother who? Who's gonna tell Bill that these are based on like real people or whatever? Do we get the... There we go. I was like, pretty sure I'm missing something. It was the key right in front of me. My bad. And I love that you could like hear it kind of fade out as you go into the next room. It's cool. The melody does? Maybe I get too distracted by the Zelda moment in the middle. I think it's Majora's Mask, right? Da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na, na-na-na. Yes, Song of Healing from Majora's Mask. Very fitting. In my head canon, Majora's Mask and Silent Hill like kiss and hold hands. I use the key to room 312. All right. Big moment time, gamers. Last call for theories. Oh, earlier when I said we never leave the other world, yes, we did when we went to the hotel. Or I think, yeah, yes, we did when we went to the hotel. The hotel is real. There's a television here. Even when it's plugged in, all I get is snow. There's nothing interesting written in the memo book. No discs. This is why physical media is important. What if you need to be... What if you're in a situation like this? Theory. We're dead. Always have been. Everyone's dead. We're in the bad place. No, this is actually good writing. Roasted. Called that shit without ever even watching the show. But no, that is not it.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Wife guys just can't catch a break.
did.
Liar, that's a lie.
She's killing the vibe.
That's not true.
She died because she was sick.
No. I killed her.
I can't stop vibing, I'm sorry.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you! I want her back! Give her back to me! I knew it! You didn't care about her! I hate you, James! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! She was always waiting for you. Why? Why?
I'm sorry. Mary, you know, isn't here.
The music does not have to go this hard.
Laura, I'm sorry.
It's an important image.
That voice.
Now we're in the upside down. Now we're in another world. So yeah. Like, I spent so long sitting in that room trying to figure out what happened the first time I saw it. And the wild thing is, like, depending on what ending you get, like, a lot of the context shifts. But yeah, everyone in chat was saying that Laura is not to be trusted. She's the one lying, or not giving the correct information. It was us. Laura is right. Mary was like, happy 8th birthday, Laura, in the letter she wrote preemptively. So she died recently, because Laura's birthday was a week ago. Did you, Nicole? I feel like you were saying we're all dead, and all of you were joining in on that little girl is scary and sus. There's a book here. It doesn't look like it will be of any particular use. Yeah, I didn't get all the stuff for that ending. I don't think. Ooh, Crimson Ceremony. The title is Crimson Ceremony. Speak, I am the Crimson One. The lies in the mist are not they, but I. You all know that I am one. Yes, and the one is I. Believers hearken to me, 20 score men and 7,000 beasts. Heed my words, and speaketh them to all, that they shall ever be obeyed, even under the light of the proud and merciless sun. I shall bring down bitter vengeance upon thee, and thou shalt suffer my eternal wrath. The beauty of the withering flower and the last struggles of the dying man, they are my blessings. Thou shalt ever call upon me and all that is me in the place that is silent. O proud fragrance of life, which flies towards the heart. O cup which I forgot the cup. O cup which brims with the whitest of wines. It is in thee that all begins. Everyone.
Going to die. You must be joking.
I'm very sorry.
But you're a doctor. It's your job to heal people. How can you just let her die?
Please, calm down. As her doctor, I promise I'll do what I can, but there's still no effective treatment for her condition.
How long does she have?
I'm afraid I'm not sure. 3 years at most, perhaps 6 months. It's impossible to say with certainty.
There's a book here. It doesn't look like it'll be of any particular use. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in here. But yeah, personal theory kind of thing, because we're gonna start getting into a lot of Bill's thought about this too much. The Mary died 3 years ago lie that he was telling himself at the beginning, I think there's a thin layer of truth to that. I think she lived 3 years with the diagnosis. And that's when all of this started, because he blocked the whole thing out. So it would start, if you were to believe that he blocked the whole thing out, I guess is a better way to word it. That would start with, oh, she went to the doctor, came back, everything was fine, and we got sandwiches. That wasn't an important day anymore. Does that make sense? I got one of those three, so that's not hard to figure out. But yeah. Again, there's a little more to it, but it depends on what ending you get, really. I think it's this one. Haha. That's right. We're in the other world. Doors don't work too good. I think it's, yeah. Whee! But yeah, I love that it's like, it's dripping with water, but it also looks like it burnt down. It's so, the conflicting elements in the scenery. One could even argue it was recently hosed, and that's why it looks like that. Oh, poopy. I remember you have to go back to the bar, but I don't remember how to go there. Eh? At least the elevators are more convenient in hell. Oh my god. How high is the water supposed to go up, do you think? Is that like... That's like waist deep, right? The wall? Yeah, it's like waist deep. Or at least to his butt. Eh? But yeah, I want to start. Sorry, my brain had to reboot because I was about to like spoil the rest of the game and start talking endlessly. I can't take more light bulbs from this can. You never know. Canned light bulbs, just like a mama used to make. You mix them with some cream cheese. But yeah, it's so fascinating how this narrative is structured. Yeah, do the one. Yeah, we're just gonna go. Oh well, that's nice of them to squiggle it out for me. Oh, now I'm confused. Yeah. James is right. Oh my god. Get. Eh.
Mama! Mama, I was looking for you. Now you're the only one left. Maybe then I can rest. Mama, why are you running away? You're not my mama. It's you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Angela, no.
Thank you for saving me. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserved what happened.
No, Angela, that's wrong.
No, don't pity me. I'm not worth it.
Again, links in the description.
Or maybe you think you can save me. Will you love me? Take care of me? Heal all my pain?
It's a really good point.
That's what I thought. James, give me back that knife.
No. I won't.
Saving it for yourself?
Me? No. I'd never kill myself. It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
That line drives me nuts. Like, I think we're genuinely, for a brief moment, in Angela's Silent Hill. Because I know the line subtextually is like, I've been living with trauma, like acknowledging my trauma this whole time, whereas James just acknowledged part of what he's gone through just now. But that line, and then the fact that, like, for us, it's like a burnt building dripping water. I think it's kind of that in between for us. Like our denial put out the fire, essentially. It's hard to explain. All right, it's time to figure out what kind of ending do we want, chap. I guess I can just see what ending I'm gonna get as things are right now, because I've done a little bit of everything. I think we'll do that. We'll just, unless someone wants to pick via a donation or membership. One of my favorite images in this whole game. Ah, fuck. You really should save. And this is the autosave in the Silent Hill 2 remake. Which someone said earlier, like, oh my god, in December. Oh, you meant oh my god in October. It's coming out in October. Not sponsored. Sorry, someone said that earlier, but we were too busy finding out that we totally killed our wife. Overwrite, please. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about, like, it's funny on a replay, terrifying the first time I saw this, where it's like, you might want to save, dude. Do a little heal. It's time. But yeah, we're almost done. Now it looks like I hunted these and they're like my trophy. I shot these napkins. I'm posing for the photo. Stupid. Okay. Oh, man. What's scarier than Pyramid Head, chat? Maria's okay. 2 Pyramid Heads. That's what's scarier. F in the chat again for Maria.
I was weak. That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth. Now it's time to end this.
At. Oh, these are a pain in the ass to fight. They're mean and powerful. I was trying to do it so you could still keep, like, a cool visual of, like, seeing the pyramid heads chase after me, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna die if I try to prioritize the visuals. Run. I can tell. Oh, I can 100. I mean, it was explained just there, but you know, it's not so direct. Oh, oops, my bad, my bad. I miscounted. Oh, damn you, chat, and your valid questions being interested in something that I like. How dare you? Ah. Oop, I think I did it. Ooh, I almost died. That's dramatic. Yep. That helped clarify things for you, Hank? How many times we watched Maria die for her sins? That's actually not what she died for. But 3. Anyway, gotta take these eggs and stick them in the doors for reasons I still couldn't quite tell you. Something symbol for rebirth. But no, James wasn't talking about dying for his sins, nor was he talking to Maria. He was saying he wanted to be punished, and the 2 pyramid heads stood side by side like that executioner, like in the gallows where we put like the 3 tiles in the prison. They stood on either end of him, just like the image of the execution stuff thing. What's the gallows, the puzzle, I guess. The tapestry it makes. He was talking about. Sure, Maria is part of it, but Pyramid Head is there to help him. The hero is actually Pyramid Head. Type of that before he said the sins line. No worries. It gives me a launching point because, again, I'm like, I just want to talk about as if you've seen every single ending. So, like, I have to keep, like, 80% of my thoughts kind of withheld for a couple more minutes. But no. Oh, my butt. I personally, my takeaway for especially these, like, three more deaths of Maria, I think they're different than who we speak to initially. I think it's an underlying fear of James's that it's a fear of the cycle repeating. I think it's also a fear of himself. Like, would I do this again? You know, what if the next person I'm with gets sick? You know, am I capable of this? Because a question we kind of but like a question that the game is kind of still about to ask us is what, like, the actual, like, what happened, what the timeline kind of is. And it's pretty vague, but depending on what ending you get, sometimes you get more of an answer to that. I feel like we're gonna get the happiest ending. So again, I ask you, the hero we need. Yeah, Pyramid Head. Yeah, I think Pyramid Head shows up because on some level, like, it's directly, he's there to punish James. It's a manifestation of James's guilt, as well as a lot of other things that it does, especially how sexual it can be, especially upon introduction. But I think Pyramid Head is there to, like, as implicit as it can, tell James what's going on. That he needs help, that he's repressing a lot of things. Because as soon as there's that clarity, he stands his ground, he fights back. It's okay. I've done my job. He's aware now. And boop. That's just kind of my feeling. I don't think that's necessarily canon. How happy of an ending do we want, chat? This is, I think, our last chance to do it. Oh, also, is the letter still here? Or am I insane? No. Interesting. I thought, and maybe it does, and I just didn't look at it at the right time. I thought there was a point where if you look at the letter from Mary, it's just a blank piece of paper, and maybe we missed that, but now it's gone. Maybe it's in memo. Hold on. Louise. Yeah. Diary from Roof. So. Took the director's key. Painting 1. Yeah. It's gone. Leaving the question. Saddest you can go? Greek tragedy. Leaving the question, was that letter even real? All right. You know what? I'll examine both. We're going to let fate decide. But depending on what items you examine can lead you to a certain ending. One of them being Angela's knife. I don't think it matters when you do it, but my plan was to do it towards the end here. The blade is stained with something red. But you can also get a different ending if you look at the picture of your wife. Mary. Strawberry jam. Yes. Ketchup.
Mary?
What do you want, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
Mary, what are you saying?
Look, I'm disgusting. I don't deserve flowers. Between the disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here. Leave me alone already. I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. It'd be easier if they'd just kill me. But I guess the hospital is making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go. Are you deaf? Don't come back. James, wait. Please don't go. Stay with me. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please, James. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not going to die. Help me.
Yeah, it doesn't stop going deeper. We're still going down proverbial holes. But hey, it's a little less foggy and it's just super raining now. After the condensation comes the precipitation. It's a different part of the weather cycle. Maybe that's not what it means, but that's just always how I took it. Because it's still foggy as shit, because they need it to be. But that's always how I took it. Because here's the thing, before we go into the final moments. There's so many different implications from so many of the endings that anyone who gives it a definitive answer doesn't understand the point, but it's it changes based on what ending you get, because you're asking the right question. Did he see it as mercy? And that is a question that the game will ask of you and sometimes answer depending on which ending you get. It goes in wild different directions, and these are just the sure, there's the fandom, like there's one that's canon, quote unquote, but like the more feasible endings, I guess, as opposed to the silly ones. That or it was a selfish act because it couldn't. It's also another reason it could be a selfish act. It depends, and we'll talk about it once we're done. Sorry, I'm trying to get him to walk, but he looks dangerous.
Mary?
Wrong again.
Mary's dead. You killed her.
Maria's back, everybody.
Maria? Maria, I'm done with you.
What do you mean? But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted.
Now I understand. The problem is, you're not Mary.
No, James. I won't let you. I'll never let you have your Mary back.
Huh. The way her eyes just go a little too big before the silly that. Anyway. Get the bugs away from me. Never mind, I don't want to know what the butterfly tattoo means, Maria. Oh, God. But yeah, now she is, this is my, literal manifestation boss. Just like how Angela had hers. Help, help, help. Stop it. Run, James, run better. Reload. Clever little sneak. No, God, I'm trying to get him to point up. There we go. Oh man, this action horror game is crazy. So, I didn't want to point it out and like start giving stuff away too much because I didn't know how big of a spoilery kind of thing that would be. When she's in the prison cell, and you can see it a lot clearer in the remake, over her right shoulder in the left, like just outside of the shot for the cutscene, you can see the IV stand in that room where she's like, haha, James, I can't give you hand stuff through these prison bars. Like, you could see the IV stand in the corner next to the bed. I got a spam text. I was like, who donated? Never mind. No one did. Ooh, not so true. If you can, please consider it. But I got excited. And we did it. We've battled our inner demon.
James.
I'm sorry. That's the craziest part I always forget is you have to shoot her one more time.
Mary?
James.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer.
Don't worry
No.
about which ending this is.
That's not the whole truth.
Okay.
You also said that you didn't want to die. The truth is, part of me hated you for taking away my life.
You killed me, and you're suffering for it. It's enough, James.
Excuse me, I'm sorry for burping during like the climax of the story. Half in the chat for Mary. Still not sure what ending we're getting.
Now I understand the real reason I came to this town. I wonder, what was I afraid of? Without you, Mary, I've got nothing.
Oops. I thought we were getting the happy ending.
Now we can be together.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you. Waiting for you to come to see me. But you never do. And so I wait, wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know I've done a terrible thing to you. Something you'll never forgive me for. I wish I could change that. But I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here, waiting for you. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it all is. The doctor came today. He told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this may be my last chance. I think you know what I mean. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I've missed you terribly. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Whenever you come see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me, or maybe I just disgust you. I'm sorry about that. When I first learned that I was going to die, I just didn't want to accept it. I was so angry all the time, and I struck out at everyone I loved most. Especially you, James. That's why I understand if you do hate me. But I want you to know this, James. I'll always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. We had some wonderful years together. Well, This letter's gone on too long. So, I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. That means that as you read this, I'm already dead. I can't tell you to remember me, but I can't bear for you to forget me. These last few years since I became ill, I am so sorry for what I did to you, did to us. You've given me so much, and I haven't been able to return a single thing. That's why I want you to live for yourself now. Do what's best for you, James. James,
I was gonna say, does she read it?
you made me happy.
Oh man, that's something that's so scary for me. Like I've lost a lot of like friends and family. Never a romantic partner, so that's a whole different experience that like God, I don't want any expertise in. God, the song is so hard. There you go. I'll get into it a little bit once the credits and the music and stuff is done. But just to give you a taste of kind of what the different endings are from my rough memory of getting them at least once a piece. The other ending, which is the one I thought we were going to get, because part of how the ending gets picked is your gameplay style. And because, you know, like I'm the kind of person who would rather like kind of overheal. It's akin to having the will to live, to keep your health green as much as possible, and subsequently not having a strong will to keep going, we'll say. If you let it sit in the flickering red too much. So that's one of the factors in picking your ending. But the good ending if you stay healed all the time. And I was like so anxious about dying and having to start over from a distant save. The first time I finished this, I got the good ending, not realizing it. No, shush. Keep going. I put the game controller down to experience a universe. But the happiest ending, I guess. I don't like calling it a good or a bad ending. We kind of got the neutral one in a weird way. The happiest ending is you're at the graveyard with Laura, and general consensus is Mary's body is in the trunk of your car that you drove to Silent Hill. Because it won't let you open the trunk. But the happiest ending, you go to the graveyard in Silent Hill. I think it's where you first meet Angela. And you bury her at Silent Hill, and then you take Laura with you, and you leave Silent Hill. And it kind of has a more positive note to it. Mary's letter is like read in the daytime. And then the I guess if what we got, the in water ending, if that's the neutral, The bad ending is favoring Maria to the point where you leave with Maria and he's like, "You're my wife now and I will love you." And Maria starts to cough and James just goes, "You better take care of that cough." And it's like a very poignant, eerie delivery. It's very aggressive. Like, "You better take care of that cough," and it leaves you with the worried implication. 3 out of 4 plus 2. What? I've gotten all of them. That's not bad. Oh yeah, kicking things counts as a fighting kill, so I apparently didn't shoot enough things. But you leave with Maria, and she starts to cough as you leave, and he says, "You better take care of that cough." And it to me, it implies the cycle just continuing. Because I think, and from what I've read, it seems to be general consensus. Because they talk about like something's wrong with the lake. People in Silent Hill got sick from like a weird plague. Bodies were dumped in the lake, and then Mary loved going to Silent Hill. And I think one of the things she says is like talking about the lake from the hotel. And I think she got sick from being in Silent Hill, whether that's a scientific illness or a supernatural thing or a little bit of both. I think she got sick from the lake in Silent Hill. Because then thinking about it that way, for me, it's like, well, then Maria has the same illness and James is about to like literally repeat the cycle. And same thing that happened with Mary, he's going to do to Maria. And I love that ending because it's so chilling. And like, this is the cycle continuing in a way that prevents James from being a victim of the cycle of abuse that he's perpetuating himself, you know, because typically, you know, cycle would imply, you know, it happened to me, and this is, you know, it's not always true and all that stuff. Disclaimer. A cycle of abuse where he's never the victim of it per se. To me, it's like creating a cycle, a one-sided cycle in a sense. I just thought, I always think that's like super interesting. And speaking of cycle, I'm under the time loop kind of theory with this, where every time James quote unquote fails to leave Silent Hill, it starts over. And it's something where it's like, it could be reused assets, it could be intentional, but if you look closely at all the dead bodies strewn about the city, or even when Eddie, during like right before the boss fight with Eddie, if you look at all the dead bodies, even the ones like watching TV and stuff, they're all James's model, which is why in Silent Hill, the remake, they have to cover it with a sheet because now, you know, it's HDified and everything, and it's beautiful and you can see more details and stuff. You'd be able, I don't think there was a way for them to disguise reusing James's character model for some of the bodies, so they had to kind of change that, right? But I think it's a cycle, and I think he's stuck in that loop until he breaks it and leaves. A unicycle. Shush. That's good. But that's how I like to look at it, is like, because the other ending, what are the other endings? There's Leave, In Water, Maria. Oh, and then there's Ritual or whatever, where if you pick up enough of the items, like that book that I found towards the end, there's also like a goblet and like a couple of other like ritual things. You see James again with Mary's body, implying he had it with him, which again, people speculate, and I'm one of them who thinks that Mary's body's in the trunk of his car. But he's gonna use the ritual to bring her back to life, and it's like, I'll bring her back, and it's really unsettling. I kind of like that ending as well. But whether he tries to bring her back through a cult ritual, or he replaces her with Maria, or he ends his life, or he joins her, I guess. I hate having to watch my language, but I kind of get it. Thanks, YouTube. Like, subscribe, donate, become a member. Thethirdbill.com, merch and donations. If he joins her in the water, which is what happened to us, it repeats. Like, I think he's stuck in a loop, because Silent Hill's not gonna let him go. And I don't know, I've always found that fascinating. There's something captivating about, if you were to strip this down to its bare bones, end of the day, it's such a, my takeaway, right? Like, it's such an advocacy for like awareness of like yourself, trauma, mental health. Like, there's so many like layers to it that I find really interesting. And it leaves a lot of James's life just vague enough to where you can project things into it. And I think the men's mental health angle of it speaks very loudly to me, because I'm projecting my stuff onto it, as well as that ineffable, there is no answer, right? Did Mary want to die, or did she want every precious second? She was scared to die. There is no definitive what she wanted, but in the different endings, that conversation James has with her changes each time. So when people try to illustrate this as James good, James bad kind of thing, I think it's kind of disingenuous to the intention of the game, because there is no answer. The focus is on what's James going to do next. Despite the ritual ending, there's no ending where Mary comes back or Mary forgives him. He can tell himself, like, but he's such an unreliable narrator that flashback moment kind of thing, is it his subconscious telling him to forgive himself, or is it him still denying it? Because we kind of got both. But if I remember correctly, in the good ending, he admits that, like, you know, he did it selfishly as well as selflessly. But there is versions of the ending where he just says, like, I hated you for taking away my life. And there's also versions of it where he said, no, I only did it because I love you and I wanted to set you free. You were in so much pain. But we never find out what Mary actually wanted. And I find that really, whoa, that was dramatic. I find that really interesting narratively. And I think it does stay in the gray of the fog, if you will. Because it also, again, I've never, knock on wood, I've never had to deal with grief from a romantic partner. So it's, but like, just losing family and friends, it's like, what do you do? Do you hang on to every single second that you have, or do you sometimes you kind of sit there and go, I hope you get peace sooner. Like, it's so complicated. And I think Silent Hill really nails that in such a terrifying, interesting, like way. Like, it's always fascinating to me. When I see takes that aren't, bad faith takes, because God, I've also seen articles and stuff where people are like, especially like, it's like Resident Evil and Silent Hill are like, you know, sexist, misogynist, and I'm like, what? And I just kind of read it, and I'm like, I guess if you take anything from a certain angle, you can find anything if you search hard enough. But I'm like, no, like, it was trying to come from the angle of like Resident Evil 7 and Silent Hill 2 are about dudes in survival horror games saving their wife or girlfriend, and I'm like, No, like, it's just, but you do you, man. I think those kind of articles exist to piss off people, rage bait, I guess. But that's a takeaway someone can have. But I think especially with how you get the endings, you know, looking at Mary's photo a lot will get you closer to the happier ending. Protecting Maria from all damage, talking to Maria a lot, not looking at Mary's photo, like that could get you the Maria ending. And then kind of more of the looking at Angela's knife, reading the diary entries that are about, you know, ending things, that can put you down that route. And then looking at like how you, how you, and by extension James, treats himself, right? Do you spend more time with your health bar full or low? Like, that's kind of the closest this game can get to, like, how much are you taking care of yourself? What is your will to survive? It's such an interesting, and there's a lot of other, like, more subtle choices and mechanics and stuff that illustrate what ending you get, which is why there's so many guides to make sure that people know how to get every ending. But it's so interesting how this is, like, made, and I think, yeah, it's like, well, you know, depending on how you play, James is ready to, like, or willing to start to, like, forgive himself, and Laura can represent, you know, the new life that can be found on the other side of trauma and grief. Like, you know, because they leave together, and it's like, Mary saying, like, I wish I could have adopted you. I like to think, and maybe he says it, but I like to think that James adopts Laura if they get that ending where they leave Silent Hill together. Just like how if you deny it and focus on Maria too much, you completely push all interest in understanding, processing, or growth out the window, and you just create the cycle. And it's this sinister, startling, you know, you better take care of that cough ending. It's very interesting, and I think it's a lot more human than, you know, he was in the right, he was in the wrong, and it never once gives you the impression that, like, death is good, you know what I mean? But I like how complicated that all is. And someone had said earlier about, like, Maria being a succubus or something. Me personally, I think it's a weird coincidence that she looks like Mary at first, but it's hard because, like, there's also the Born from a Wish little side story thing where you play as Maria leading up to the game, and I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that. But I think when you first meet her, she is designed artistically to represent everything James wants but didn't get from his wife. You know, she's dressed a certain way, she's flirty, she's sexy, you know, she's like teasing him and everything, and like kind of, you know, needs him in a sense. I think for me, it's always like the first Maria, it's a coincidence, but then each time she, like, comes back to life, she's being more and more infused with James's wants and desires, and also his memories of his wife. Like, that's why she starts remembering things. But I don't know anymore because of Born from a Wish, but it does confirm, because it takes place the morning of the day that James shows up, essentially. It's before the story starts, and she existed in Silent Hill. Like, she had a life. She wakes up that day, and it's covered in fog. So she was a dancer at Heaven's Night. She did have a life in Silent Hill. So it's like, was she a person beforehand? Was it an illusion that, like, James... Because how would she know what Mary looks like, right? Did the town of Silent Hill project James's image of what he wanted from Mary onto Maria? I also find it really interesting that she's blonde, and, you know, the pink and the leopard print and the tattoo and everything, but Mary is a brunette, and she's dressed, very, fairly conservatively and like kind of plainly, like very like, light colors, not very vibrantly, just like Angela. And so I think, the qualities he didn't like, in a sense, coincidentally or otherwise, are kind of amalgamed in Angela. And while everyone's, she looks different in the remake, like the only remotely negative thing I've ever thought is the eyebrows look weird, but I'm also like, no people look great. Have you played Resident Evil? Like, no one looks real yet. So it's like, it's kind of that uncanny valley. Oh, you're really close, but not quite there. But I like how much kind of plainer and more separated from Maria Angela looks in the remake, because I always find it interesting that James ran into two women and only kind of helped one. And even same thing with Eddie, even. Like, whenever he runs into Eddie, he's like, okay, well, you're getting sick in this scary apartment building, and I just saw a pyramid head, red pyramid thing. See ya. And then, oh, you're here because your mom died? Like, okay, well, see ya. Oh, don't hold the knife there. Okay, see ya. It's like I think James has an opportunity to, help Eddie find help Angela find help, or have someone that they could have, like, especially Angela, like, there's that feeling of like trust, but like Eddie being paranoid and turning on James, I think it's a byproduct of, why would he trust James? I feel like if they had spent time together, or helped each other, I think Eddie would have felt safer with James and not snapped out like that, and could have avoided that fight. And who knows what could have happened after that. And kind of the same thing with Angela. I think obviously very different things, but the way that she pushes him away, lashes out, "You're not my mother," like, especially at the end, I think, yeah, it kind of the same thing, like, disgusted by him, judging him, but also he's so distant from them, and it's like these three people navigating this hellscape of manifesting like the worst things you've done and how you see yourself. I think there's parallels to be drawn from both sides. With Eddie, obviously, it's, the way you view yourself and acts of violence, and then Angela, it's the denial, the anguish and the mental toll, but also it's like, she even says it, like, what are you gonna do, save me? And I think, in my opinion, my interpretation is like, us stepping in and fighting that monster for her, I think did her a disservice for her Silent Hill experience, I guess we'll call it. I don't know, it's super interesting. I don't know if anything I'm saying makes sense. I'm just excited to talk about now that, like, we're done with it, because, like, I tried so much to, like, leave little nuggets here and there for people, like, and they're supposed to be, but, like, like, oh, the Pyramid Head and the nurses are all, like, really sexy, and it's like, that's the point. Pyramid Head is, like, especially in those actions in the apartments, excuse me, he is, not only so, like, buff, shredded, like the ideal physique for men, you want to be so strong and cool, but, like, the sexual encounters, I guess we'll say, that we keep walking in on, it's the embodiment of his sexual frustrations. And I think it's also to kind of, like, get him to start to, pay attention, notice things. But for me, it's always the nurses. I always forget that Pyramid Head isn't going at it with a nurse. He's going at it with the legs, which I think is, like, way cooler. But the nurses, and the way they're designed, they're also supposed to be sexy. And to me, it's like, I wonder if, like, either he was, checking out the staff at the hospital when he would come to see Mary, or if someone caught him, like, looking at a nurse or something. And, like, that kind of that frustration, that, like, disassociation by, like, looking at people, and, like, the weird looks he would get, and that part of him that might also even think like, you know, what if everyone here thinks that I'm, you know, I'm not doing it right, you know, judging me. Like it's interesting to kind of approach it from those angles. And like, I don't know if any of it's true or not. That's just always how I've kind of felt. And especially you could see it obviously more in the remake footage because like it's closer and sleeker, but I've always loved that concept and design. And I don't know, I always find that stuff kind of interesting because Silent Hill, the whole thing is a Rorschach test. Is that what I'm thinking of? The whole thing, it's like what James sees, what all of them see individually is a manifestation of who they are and what they're going through. Because like my interpretation is Angela and Eddie don't see the nurses. Angela and Eddie don't see legs. Angela and Eddie don't see body bag looking things crawling around on the ground and like spewing stuff. Does that make sense? So it's like it's individualized. So like the nurses with like the cleavage and they're a little, you know, got it going on in the legs and the heels, but they're also like terrifying in the face. It's like the horror spice, right? But also it's like I wonder if he got caught looking at like someone's chest and got like a dirty look, and then he had to see that person at the hospital over and over and over again, or you know, he caught himself looking at someone's chest or legs or something and then feeling terrible about it. Either he got caught and he feels guilty, or he caught himself on it and he feels guilty, maybe a little bit of both. But I find those things super interesting. And then to kind of further the point of everyone sees something different, Laura doesn't see shit in Silent Hill, or at least not enough to like scare her. I feel like she'd be like at least responding to things, but she's laughing and running around, assuming she's even real, because who knows, she could also be like Pyramid Head and be sent here to try to like get him to get a grip. But Mary's make-believe letter vanishes by the end. Laura's stays, so who knows. But I always kind of see her as like, you know, someone innocent who, because I guess she is real, because if Eddie can see her, yeah, then I guess that would make her real then, per my own logic, like using my own logic. I don't know if it's true, but I think she is real, and she's that part of it where it's like someone more innocent, you know, and it doesn't mean pure of heart, you know, because she's a little brat. She's annoying. Chat was even saying it. We're all sus of her all the time, right? It's not about being pure of heart, but like being innocent. Like a not guilty person won't see anything here. And I don't know. I always find that kind of stuff really fascinating. But yeah, I tried to drop little nuggets here and there of stuff outside of the jokes, like joking at the beginning, like finally a good wholesome video game where you just play just this nice guy who loves his wife. Like, this is great, wholesome, family friendly. Like, I was just joking around, but like sometimes I did try to leave little like clues or little like for people who don't know where the story is headed. But I don't know. It was really hard to do this because, like I said, I didn't want to like give things away, and I don't want to like talk out of my ass about it too much, and I don't want to like ruin people's experiences or like make too many jokes. But I hope we straddled a good line for people. Obviously, that's going to be super subjective and person to person, but I really just loved getting to play this. I love talking about this story. I don't know how I ever could, like, I guess I'd have to like film myself playing it and then break it all down or something, but I don't know how I would, but I would love to do videos about Silent Hill. Like, I could talk about it forever. Well, I'm glad, Nicole. I enjoyed it too. It's nice to take a break every once in a while from, you know, entering fandoms, playing a new game, learning it as I go, you know, getting, whether it goes well or goes poorly, it's, you know, it can get a little stressful, or, you know, you're not doing it right, or You know, is what it is, but it's nice to do a Bill's choice every once in a while. And it's like, you know, I'm sitting here looking at the time and it's like, yeah, like I took my time and tried to look for extra things, but even when I'm not trying that hard, like I can still beat this game in like 5 hours and I didn't die once. I'm like, your boy still got it. It feels good. But I'd love to do Silent Hill 3. I think rightfully so, Silent Hill 2 deserves its praise. I think the hesitancy to see a remake is warranted as long as you keep an open mind and you're not one of those people who like, you know, it's like, you know, be open-minded, kind of consider it, right? Don't gatekeep this from other people too. Because hopefully if they do it justice, especially in the story and the vibe, it'll make this way more accessible to people. You know, it'll be a little more modernized, little sleeker, a little cleaner. Ideally some like fun, interesting changes here and there, shifts. Bill's Choice Awards. Thank you. Do I nominate them or do you guys nominate them? But it'll make the story more accessible for people. And that's the thing that excites me the most if it sticks the landing. Like nothing would be a bigger bummer than to go, but you really should just, no, it's not supposed, he doesn't do that. Like he doesn't burn Silent Hill to the ground at the end. You know, it's, I just want it to be like captivating, you know, but I think Silent Hill 2 definitely deserves to be that regarded. But I also think Silent Hill 3 has just as much going for it as 2. I think it just, you can feel the confidence of getting more in a groove. We nominate them and Bill's the final say. That would be dope. The Bill's Choice Awards. That'd be fun. I've thought about doing fake award shows every year and then I never commit to it. Because I don't have nice clothes. Because I'd want to like wear a suit and stuff. Sorry. I'd love to also play Silent Hill 3. That's what I was trying to get at. I love playing the two of them back to back. Because I have to, because it's the collection or whatever the hell. Which I know people are picky about the HD collection over the originals. Again, my P.O. box is in the description. If you have an original copy of Silent Hill 2 and or 3 that you want to send me, please by all means, or send me money so I can buy it myself online, used in a PlayStation 2 or a gaming computer. Please feel free. It's a money thing. Which again, why I'm like, yay, the remake, if it's good, this will make these stories more accessible for people. But I'd love to also play 3 because it's so different, and yet I adore it for like very similar reasons. Most aggravating to play. I think if chat picks the nominees, I think the category should be most agonizing to watch. Like, it was hard to see Bill play Baldur's Gate 3 on a controller until he finally got it by like stream 3 or 4. Bill's most valid unwanted criticism would be a really funny one, where it's like, you're not wrong, but you shouldn't have said that. Or Bill's least fair criticism. That's unfair. Yeah, Bill's most unfair criticism. Most unwarranted compliment. That'd be really fun. Sorry. I'd love to do Silent Hill 3. I think game with Bill's longest rant, parentheses relevant, parentheses irrelevant. That's 2 different categories. But I'd love to do Silent Hill 3 in the future because I also love talking about Silent Hill 3. That one's rough for me, like 10%, because I've never played the first one, but you kind of get the gist of it. Like, it's very good at spoon feeding it for someone who didn't recently play 1. But I love 3 because of how different it is, but it's brilliant for the same reasons. Like, it's still just as like deep and engaging and interesting. and it's a little more direct in some ways, but then it like expands in ways that like I have to believe it's intentional. Especially playing a Silent Hill game, because I think, is anyone here a Silent Hill nerd? Now's your time to shine. Is Silent Hill 3 the only one where you play as a woman? Because I was gonna say it was fascinating. Like halfway through that game, I started kind of making that connection, and this was around when Alana had a lot of unexpected extra time on her hands a while ago, and so she was like just hanging out with me while I played it, and I started asking her questions, and like we kind of both came to the kind of hesitant conclusion of like, is it intentionally supposed to follow more, I don't like gendering things, because I really don't care for the implication that like only women are worried, aggressed upon, victims or whatever, but like, yes, statistically. So it's like, I don't know what like a better way of wording that is, but like a more domestic tone for Silent Hill. There's like parts where you're like walking down the street trying to get home, and it's like super dark and it's poorly lit, and like there's just moments where I'm like you have to take a detour, right? Or like you're alone at a train station, and I started kind of picking apart that concept. And again, I don't like implying that it's a gender specific thing, but I also won't sit here and deny that like there's a pattern. Like it's pretty common, but it's like, how do you say that in a more kind, inviting way, you know? Because gender is a construct, but I'm also, again, not going to deny a pattern, you know? It's kind of that safety for all kind of thing. Because also that's something I get from my mom, because apparently, like my daycare when I was little, they wanted to have the boys like go in a separate room while the girls learned how to not get kidnapped. And my mom like heard about it or was volunteering that day, something. But I remember her getting upset, and she even told this to me on the phone when I was talking to her about Silent Hill. And she was telling me how like she had to like just sit there and go, no, I'd like my son to take the classes on how to spot a kidnapper and stranger danger, like not just the girls, boys too. And I was like, thanks, Mom. I'm like, I appreciate you. Because my public school did that in middle school, where it was like, girls learn self-defense and, you know, no means no, and niche in tow and all that crap. And the boys just hang out in the gym. And I was like, I feel like we're missing out on something important over there. It's very weird. Anyway, the Silent Hill subtext is very different, but just as brilliantly placed, in my opinion. Are the other Silent Hill games connected, or are they separate stories like Final Fantasy? They're more connected than Final Fantasy. It's always the same Silent Hill. There's little nods and stuff, apparently, because I've never played the first one, but there's little references and nods in Silent Hill 2 to 1. It's always the same Silent Hill. Literally, even in 3, there's a part where you have to go to Silent Hill proper, and it's the same assets as part of Silent Hill from 2. And it's really cool getting to like kind of go back. But some games don't always take place just in Silent Hill. Like 4 takes place on the other side of the lake. There's like a town. So it's like a neighboring town of Silent Hill, kind of. I think from the implication, because I haven't played Homecoming, but I got it when it was like $1 on the Xbox store. But I think Silent Hill Homecoming is like kind of a prequel-y kind of thing, where it's like early the cult, or it's like before other people showed up kind of a thing, but it's not like set in colonial times or whatever. But I think the idea of all these games is it always takes place. It's always the same Silent Hill. Sometimes you're in a different part of town. Sometimes it's like, oh, like in Silent Hill 3, you go to the lakeside, right? Lakeside? The lakeside amusement park, which is further down the street than the museum that we went into in Silent Hill 2. It's not a part of Silent Hill 2. It's not even, I don't even think it's referenced in Silent Hill 2. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's like further down the road, there's a shut down amusement park that used to exist in Silent Hill. And it's like, oh, cool. Like it kind of keeps expanding on the area. That's my understanding from the games I've played, because I've only played 2, 3, and 4. But yeah, they're not always directly connected. And then I think one of them, it's kind of like they use some names of characters, and so it's kind of like, pretend like this is a different timeline, or maybe they flat out said one of the games, like this game doesn't count as part of the canonical timeline or something. I'm not sure. But from the games I've played, yeah, they're a little connected. There's some characters that are related to some characters. Silent Hill is the same Silent Hill in 1 through 4, at least. Because I just played Silent Hill 4 not too long ago, and you play as someone who has visited Silent Hill and lives in the town nearby that's also connected to the lake. Or you go to the lake, I guess. Silent Hill 4 is bizarre. I like it, but it's hard to describe. And I've also only played it once, so I haven't had that much time to ingest it all. So kind of, I think so far my experience anyway with 2, 3, and 4, you could pick up any of them and be fine. The one that's the most connected is 3, because it's a sequel to 1, but it's like, it's about a different character. Because Silent Hill 1, it's about a dad looking for his daughter. In Silent Hill 3, you play as that daughter, for lack of a better word. I don't want to give away too much, but it's very upfront about that in Silent Hill 3. So I'd say way more than Final Fantasy. But yeah, it's the same town. So I always kind of just think of it as like what Silent Hill has done for certain people or to certain people. And 4 is the outlier because I feel like you observe more than you experience in 4. It was an interesting change of that formula. But yeah, they're kind of connected. That's a good question though, because yeah, it's hard. I'm surprised that they're going for it like this, because I'm like, you have to like remind like even I had to do it in the stream a couple of times, but like you have to tell the general public, hey, it's called Silent Hill 2 Remake, and if you're already not familiar with what's going on, no, you don't need to play the first one. Like I'm like, I wonder how they are gonna like maneuver that for people. Like maybe they'll just trust word of mouth. Who knows? I'm still so upset that we never got Silent Hills, the Kojima one that PT was supposed to be a demo for. That sounds so cool. And especially after playing 2, 3, and 4, it's like, yeah, that definitely kind of fits the tone of like something happened that's traumatic and it's time to find out. But I don't know. I just think it's really, I think the best part of these games is the story and the music. But like, I think the best part for me is like just how I engage with these games. Like I can feel my brain playing like kind of like a friendly but challenging chess game with a horror story, with a horror video game. Like it's so fun. You know, like I've joked around like when I was playing Bloodborne and stuff, where it's like, you know, I can't get that excited about a game where it's like, oh, you didn't read the description of the hat? Then you're missing lore. Like, and I'm so happy for the people who like that stuff, you know, but that doesn't feel quite the same to me. This is kind of what does. It's the, you know, really think about the monster design or what's going on in this room, you know, where like what Angela's saying and implying what the room starts to look like. It looks like skin on the wall. You see a hole and something moving in and out of it, but from a different POV than outside of the, you know what I mean? Like, it's like the wall is literally penetrating. And it's terrifying, and like discovering that's the shit I like. And Silent Hill really hits me in those ways. Just like how if I like something, you know, scary and fun, most of the Resident Evil games will hit me on those levels without it getting like too serious or too silly. But then like, oh, it's this monster is cool. This part is cool. Sexy vampire lady, sexy werewolf, Magneto daddy. Like, oh my God, like the new ones are so different. But none of it's gonna hit in quite the way that Resident Evil 3 does. That one hit me in that feeling of like, I think it's about being a survivor of a trauma or an abuse, and people don't believe you, and people are discrediting you, and then the being chased, being stalked, the sexual undertones. Different, but some of the similar stuff in Silent Hill 3. And again, I find that really interesting that Silent Hill 3 has those beats, at least when I play it. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it has those beats, and it's like the only Silent Hill game I know of where you play as a woman. But who knows? That could just say something about me as I'm sitting here trying to preach a more inclusive conversation about heavy topics and experiences. It's like maybe I also project a lot of those thoughts because this is the Silent Hill where you play as a lady. Looking from the outside of the series as someone who's never played and hearing your interpretation of them, it almost seems like the location of Silent Hill is like this extra dimensional entity trying to help people go through trauma without understanding how terrifying the entity is making the experience. Almost. You're not wrong. Like, and this is, again, like you said, this is my interpretation. That's kind of the vibe I think they wanted to go with in a way. But no, I don't think it's like, oh no, it doesn't know that it's terrifying and hurting you. Like, it needs to be terrifying. Like, it's tough love in a sense. Again, James does not leave unless he learns his lesson. But that's this game's perspective on it, because they wanted it to be different than 1. And then they were like, people wanted this to be a sequel. They were like, what's his name? Harry? Where's Harry Mason or whatever from the first game? So 3 is a sequel to 1. And that had to blend the Silent Hill is doing something here with the cult storyline from the first one. Because the first one, like, it's just this supernatural spooky town, and there's like a creepy cult, and the cult does cult things, and it's like devil worship gone awry, and it's like misusing other people, like non-Western, or I guess non-Christian, I guess would be the term, because it is Western, I guess, but like non-Christian religions, like abusing them because, like, you know, it's coming from a place of ignorance and malice and selfishness. And it's desecrating the spiritual components of this town. It's different. The town isn't sentient. There's just people screwing around with magic. They're fucking around and finding out. I feel like yes about Silent Hill 2, just again with tough love, because the entity not understanding how terrifying the entity is making this experience. No, it knows. It has to be this way. It's individualized like that, because there wasn't a pyramid head chasing Angela around, but everything was on fire, and there was more and more skin paintings on the wall and shit. That daddy wasn't chasing her; she was in a room. It's an individualized lesson plan. It needs to be that scary. It needs to be that intense for James. Again, it's tough love. I don't think, oh, Silent Hill just doesn't know any better, doesn't know that it's being scary. No, it has to be this way. But yes and no, because again, when it's the cult storyline, it's very, and I still like that idea. I think that's still cool. But it's the difference between like, oh, you shouldn't have played with that Ouija board, stupid teenager, and oh my god, like it's ineffable. It's a fear of going outside. It's a fear of being home. It's a fear of the unknown, a fear of death. Like, you know what I mean? There's a difference between, you know, don't fall asleep on Elm Street. Don't fall asleep on Elm Street, and, you know, you just happen to live in the town where this guy killed people on Halloween several fucking times. You know, it's different. But yeah, overall, it tries out a bunch of different stuff, and I fear it never got its footing as a series. Yeah, I was thinking of it like Silent Hill was almost sentient, especially with the aspect of a cult messing with things they really shouldn't. Sure, I'd argue think of it more as like it's the fog, it's the lake, it's the trees, it's the earth. That kind of vibe. You know, it's desecrated land. The town is just buildings that are only there because this was, you know, colonized. And I think it's one of the comics that talks about like that kind of Western 1800s era kind of vibe where it's like, you know, people were being paid to just kill people so the land would be more vacant. That kind of messed up shit, and then it begets revenge, it begets malice and hatred, and it like crystallizes in the earth. You know, a curse is put on this land by those who were harmed with their dying breath, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'd say less sentient town and more just, you know, there's just so much pain associated here that it creates something supernatural. That's how I like to look at it, though. You can do whatever the fuck you want, obviously. I misspoke. I also meant the actual land itself. Yeah, rather than the town. I forgot the town itself was Silent Hill rather than a literal hill. Yeah, no, it's a lake. It's a forest. We are all Silent Hill's children. But I think that's more in the realm of just explaining. I just like the idea of this, like, scary abandoned ghost town, and it's like, is he hallucinating these things? Are there people that just live in the town and it just looks normal to them all the time? Did he die from the get-go and this is what he experienced on the way out? I like thinking so broadly with it. Because I'd say do whatever you want, but I think the more you try to define it, I think the more holes you kind of poke in it, which again, I think that's where the franchise kind of fumbles, is they wanted it to be an anthology, and then like, no, make the third one a sequel to the first one, and then like, oh, we're gonna try something really different with a specific part of our team for 4. And so it's like, it doesn't really have a cohesion to it, except 1 and 3 are directly connected, and 1, 3, and 4 all reference 2 in some way, and 2 referenced 1 kind of a little. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool to think about. There's no real right or wrong answer, right? But this is me trying to illustrate what I'm talking about, not so much try to take an authority over what to think. It's trying to like solidify and formulate like my takeaway, if that makes sense. But no, like I don't think it's it doesn't realize that this is scary. I'm like, no, it's gotta be. Like I think, like I said, it's very individualized, you know, because like I don't think Laura ran into really any monster, but she knew something was weird about that room, or it was just a coincidence, or something convinced her or compelled her to mess with James by locking her in that room. I don't think she knew that there was a monster in there. You know, I think it's individualized, and I don't think everybody sees something scary, but it's the blunt, direct, tough love of this is what you did, this is what you do, this is what you need, what do you got to do, you know? When you go the Silent Hill 2 approach, when you put in the cult and everything, it can, because again, I haven't played 1, but it can kind of feel like, oh no, don't play with a Ouija board, teenagers, as opposed to like a conversation about, you know, the unknown, or what have you, what fear really is. But that's what I like about 3, is they somehow balance being a sequel to 1 and 2 at the same time. 'Cause that's what I like about it. I like the isolation. I like like I said, like, oh, you're going home alone at night by yourself, and then eventually the Silent Hill monsters start to come for you. And they make it make sense in a lot of ways in the story, but I like the different settings at times, and like the different levels of like fear. Like now you're scared to be alone in the dark at a train station, walking the street, you know, the whole first half of the game is just Heather, the girl you're playing as, is just trying to get home. I find that super interesting that they made that work in a Silent Hill-esque setting. Because you're not in Silent Hill until you go to Silent Hill. But you're like nearby. It's weird. But that one makes more sense because it's like, oh, she's the daughter of the guy who was there in the first one, and so the cult comes looking for her. So it's like, it's interesting to think like Silent Hill comes for her in a sense, but it's the cult, it's not the town. It's cool. I'd love to play 3 on the channel. I think that'd be really fun. And it's the one I played less because there's less endings. But I've gotten both endings on Silent Hill 3 before, and I almost have all the achievements on Silent Hill 3 because there's no do a perfect run bullshit where it's like you need to do it on the hardest difficulty. You need to save less than 2. You have maximum of 2 saves. I think it's less than 3 hours. You have to do the boat in less than 1 minute and 30 seconds. You have to take less than certain number of points of damage, pick up a certain number of items, defeat X number of enemies by shooting, fighting. All this needs to be essentially yellow. To get 10 stars, and I'll never do that. Because I was like, you just can't stop. Like, you'd have to get like the perfect save point to stop that run, and I'm like, no, like I need to pee and live my life and work and eat and, you know, go outside. Those kind of challenges just aren't for me. Anyway, I don't know. I hope you guys still enjoyed. I don't know what the next game will be. I think we'll do some Casey's mod, like Inscription Casey's mod. Because like we're in such a weird time where it's like, you know, we have like I think another stream or so in August, and then we'll be doing Ace Attorney Investigations when it drops on the 6th, which, God, that's soon. I think it's next week-ish. Yeah, it's next Friday. Ugh, annoying. I hate when it doesn't pan out for me. So, we'll start Miles Edgeworth the Monday after, so the 9th. So, I don't know. Either we'll do some random stuff until then. Maybe we'll do Silent Hill 3 if people might be interested in that. I don't know. But the hope is to have a clean break when we can start Ace Attorney Investigations, which we'll do the first of the duology, and then we'll do spooky season through the rest of September and October, and then wrap up whatever we're playing around Halloween, and then do the second Ace Attorney game And then probably Zelda would probably be the next one. Zelda, Legend of Zelda. Play as Zelda. I think that'll probably be after that. It's been a while since we've done on Nintendo. I think since Princess Peach, honestly. But yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, we'll do some like chill, like mildly spooky things between now and Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. I'm very excited to play that. Oh, my back. Legend of Link? No, the new one where you get to actually be Zelda. Don't make jokes right now. I have to pee. Shut up, Hank. Anyway, thank you, Hank, for the $25 donation earlier in the stream. Thank you, Robeson, for donating at thethirdbill.com. Thank you, Hank, for donating in the stream. Thank you, everyone, for watching and hanging out. Please consider donating or becoming a member if you want to support more. All that money goes straight back into the channel. That just helps pay for games, pay off equipment that I put on my credit card, and then whatever's left over from that goes straight into Bill's bills so I can have internet and electricity and stuff. Big thank you to everyone who donates. Thank you to all the channel members. But also, if you don't want to or you can't donate with donations and memberships right now, you're already helping out by hanging out. Just remember to smash that like button, subscribe, leave comments of encouragement, especially if you want more Silent Hill in the future. And yeah, follow me on social media and all that crap. Oh, or if you want merch or a personalized thank you video, donate or pick up merch at thethirdbill.com. Also in the description. You cannot silence truth. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Every dollar that people drop, all of that, it adds up, you know. And it's always appreciated. Oh yeah, I was talking about links in the description for my crap. Speaking of links, just like always, every video and stream, there's a link in the description to a card that'll send you to resources for social awareness, mental health, crisis science, Trevor Project resources, things like that. Should you or someone you know need them. I don't know. I'm glad that the first one at least got some love. That makes me really happy. This is just a really important game to me. And I'm super excited to play Silent Hill 2 Remake when it comes out in October. I want a physical copy and not a digital one, so I probably won't be paying the $10 extra for 2 days early access so we can stream it early. I think I'll just get it at the normal price because I want a physical copy. Because if they fuck this up again, maybe Silent Hill 2 Remake will also be reselling on eBay for hundreds of dollars 10 years from now. 10, 20, I guess. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again, Hank and Robeson, for donating. Thank you, all the channel members. Thank you, everyone, for clicking. Yeah, go watch a VOD and catch up on some old streams or check out some videos on the main channel. Don't know when the next one will be uploaded, but I hope you enjoy it or check out something old. Hope to see you next time I upload or go live. Hope everyone has a good night. Stay safe, especially while we have all this crazy weather coming our way. Stay hydrated, drink some water. Make sure you register to vote. Double check if you're not sure. Double check anyway. Be safe, be mindful of others. And remember to take care of yourselves, please.